Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What an early morning it is. Thanks for joining us. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning. Hey.
My name is Paul B. He's Buddi3 Da Gawd. Man, yeah. Thanks on this early. Still traveling, still clouding, still dealing with tech difficulties and travel difficulties. So yeah, here we are. But thanks for joining us. Hope that you had a great weekend and we'll be diving into it. Buddy, how you doing over there?
I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. Yeah. It's gonna take some time to get back used to waking up at the crackety crack of dawn.
I'm
But we
afraid
here.
so.
We here.
Afraid so.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Man. But I can't complain. It ain't even crack of dawn where you at, man. It's man.
Yeah. Still last night as far as I'm concerned. So.
It's yesterday over there. Yeah.
That's right. I'm seeing that there's already some issues with my chat over here, buddy. So I hope that you got it over there to monitor a little bit.
Let me see. Yeah, I can see the chat. Let me see.
Cool. Well, then in case we're gonna go ahead and find it is on Monday, the 20th of July, 2026. And yeah, we're in season 5B, follow the money. And yeah, man, we're gonna keep it going on this.
Oh,
This is the first long Monday that we got going on right here. So
yeah. Part of the new changes. 3 hours. RG, I see you coming through. Top of the morning to you. He says, "What's good, y'all?" He says, "Y'all gonna mess folks up with this new schedule a little bit, but hey, get used to it.
yeah,
Get used to it. We here.
it's
We here
for
with
the
some new
ones to
changes.
follow. That's right.
That part. So again, big shout out to y'all coming through. A few folks coming through. Judy Prinzer also saying, "Hot morning, everyone. Check on your people today."
Yeah, it's supposed to be up
Yeah.
there. It's gonna be a heat is advisory in Omaha today, from what I understand. So yeah, watch
Mm,
out.
mm.
100 degrees or something crazy. Watch out. Let's go ahead and fire this
Yeah.
show up again. A fresh edition is happening right now. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All B, Buddi3 Da Gawd. Let's do it.
Hey.
All I'll say is this: I talk to all legitimate reporters.
First Sky Omaha.
In the morning. Yeah, good morning. I don't know how rough that was for you guys, but it was pretty rough on this side.
It's actually smooth on my side, but I don't know. That might not be a good indicator. Let us know. Let us know what's going on. How we looking on on your screens?
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
It's
But
love.
welcome back. It is a fresh season, a fresh edition, and getting it going again. Of course, we got a lot of news that we're going to go after and catch up on. A lot of things going on inside of town, outside of town, and we're going to be following some of these themes. The theme of this season, of course, is teamwork makes the dream work. So this is going to be all about us trying to figure out how around that are reporting
Hey.
on as well. Yep. Shout out to all of our friends everywhere that have been reporting. Flatwater Free Press. Lots of articles coming out on their end. Also, I didn't tell you this, buddy, but I got a chance to run into Cindy Gonzalez the week before I left, and it was great to go over there at Nebraska Examiner. So that's what's up. Shout out to the documenters who have been out documenting this past few months. We've been definitely pulling some stuff from those reports. And shout out to you, all the chat chimers and people who have
Hey.
put articles in friends. I should appreciate everybody who
Yeah, man.
is doing that. Yeah, we go there first in the morning to make sure that we are talking about some of the things that's on your mind. And you can also continue that by putting it in the chat here today, live or anytime when we're in the First Sky Omaha, the group page on Facebook. Definitely check. Yeah, right on. What's
Hey.
going on in your world, buddy?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm still floating on over the weekend. Of course, as I mentioned on Friday show. First of all, Friday show was fun. Like I'll say that. Again, RG talking about the new changes for those of you that were able to tune in on Friday. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, catching us at our new time. For those of you who didn't know or just didn't, make it, again, we are part of the new season, this season 5B. What you kind of misspoke earlier is not follow the money, it's teamwork makes the dream work.
Whoa,
But, he tied. Yeah.
I'm stuck on that one there still. Huh? That's what's up.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's all good. It's all good. Hey, teamwork gonna make the dream work, and I got you. So again, yes, Friday we did have a new time, 4 to 6 on Friday, kind of going along with the drop of our weekly wrap. So that is a new thing this season. So definitely tune in this Friday. But if you tuned in last Friday, you kind of caught the tail end. I did announce that I was having a show. I had a concert over the weekend. My crew here,
Hey,
Bevy and Tone, the crew that I'm a part of here at Stank On Your Studios in Atlanta, where I work at. We had a show, one of our first shows as a crew. It went down, man. It went down. It's definitely a legendary night. Some of the Dungeon family homies was out there. Shout out to Ray Murray. Shout out to Scar. Man, legendary local DJ. Not even local. He's a national. Actually, just inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame. Shout out to Greg Street. He was the host of the evening. And then, of course, my brother Renegade El Rey was a headlining act. If you don't know, if you've seen the Big Boy show over the last couple of years, you might have seen him on stage. He's kind of like Big Boy's hype man. Now that Andre's playing flutes and things, Renegade El Rey is joining my man Big Boy on the stage. But he had his own show over the weekend, and blessed to be a part of that dope weekend. And I'm kind of counting that as my win for the week. Again, we kind of doing a new thing this season, starting to show off with the wins, and that's the win. That's the win, man. I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty legendary. Actually, it was a legendary night over the weekend, man. So shout out to everybody that came through, and shout out to everybody that gave me some support. A few of y'all gave some shout outs. Thank you.
that's what's up. Right on,
Yeah,
man.
man. How you doing, man?
I'm over here struggling with the tech today, so just bear with me on that.
Yeah.
Let me know when things get weird over here. I'm kind of in a different spot, and you don't always get the internet situation when you're in different spots, and that's just something you got to deal with. So we're doing our best today, but pretty good. Win for the week is definitely being able to be around family. I had to come
Hey.
out to I went out to a friend, a support a friend whose family member died, and that was a hard thing to do, but it was I felt successful in the fact that me and my family and a lot of other friends showed up and was a part of the celebration of life and just the support of our friends. So that was
Mm-hmm.
definitely part of that, and also just to spend some time with family, be the one that's kind of the designated driver for some of the fam and help some of the fam get
Hey.
around and then get to other fam and all that kind of stuff. So it was good. It was good, and able to is good too. And I'm also going to call it a win that I'm even online right now at all because it's been some hectic. If you think we got tech problems in the studio, we got tech problems on the road for
Man.
real. So,
Man.
so I appreciate you bearing
Yeah.
with me. But yeah, that's what's going on. Too, but was really looking forward to catching up on the news and catching up on the conversation today on Monday. This Monday show, and even though this Monday show is supposed to be 3 hours because of my travel restrictions, I might have to cut it a little short today, just to let you guys know. But our intention is to go 3 hours on Monday in order
Yeah.
for us to really do and give people some more time who isn't always able to jump in the conversation during the first 2 hours, so that we can continue that together as well. So bear with us, but we're going to jump into it today, and that's how things are going to be. As a matter of fact, we can jump into a few of some of these communities I wanted to talk
Okay.
about too before going. Of course, don't forget
Sure.
about the Capital Conversations is happening on the 21st. That's tomorrow. Shout out to Omaha 100, who is putting these
Biggie.
Capital Conversations together. We talked about Blair Freeman and all the work that they're doing in the community and this team of ladies who are doing construction and developing. And yeah, man, you see their trucks rolling around the Deuce and stuff all the time, working on stuff like the Omaha Star Project and a few other things. They're going to be in there to speak on Tuesday, July 21st. It's tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Highly suggest that you go check these ladies out and hear what they got to say about some of this stuff. They're the insiders now on what's going on a lot of the construction that's the things being built in our neighborhoods for sure. So definitely check them out. Shout out to Omaha 100 for the Capital Conversations that's going on. And yeah, hopefully they keep this up every month. man. Be looking out for them for real. Also, I just wanted to talk about this book signing is coming up. We've been seeing this floating around as well. This is happening on the
Hey.
25th from 1 to 4 at the Next Chapter Bookstore on Farnham. This is one that I haven't been to yet. 2508 Farnham Street. Yep, definitely check this out. And it'll be a book signing, but you're invited to a book signing by our mayor, John Ewing Jr. So check that out
Okay.
on the 25th.
Okay.
Chance. Yep, yep. And too, spread this. I've been seeing this all around, but continue to spread the word on. I'd love the on being able to speak to our mayor and understand some things. It's a good thing. So definitely check this out. Also, I want to talk about the historic Florence Days planning that's going on. They already starting planning for
Hmm.
2027 Florence Days. If you remember, we had it in the news that they decided, and especially when we know that Florence does this kind of thing all the time, where they're planning way in advance on some of the stuff that's going on. So we're gonna be talking a lot about that area. We're calling it the Miller Park Report, and it's not just the west side or the south side of Miller Park. It's an interesting dichotomy when it comes to the Florence neighborhood right next to parts of North Omaha that we usually talk about all the time, and how the Miller Park is right in the middle, and it's embroiled in a little bit of what's going city and public that's going on there with that park, and the teamwork, if you will, of the things that
Mm.
they're doing there in that park. We're gonna be talking about it a lot and keeping our eye on what's going on with Florence as well. So if you have any inside information on what's going on with the Florence Days planning, let us know.
Man, I hope they bring that parade back. I hope. I hope.
I was saying, I don't understand what happened there. I want to go to that meeting just to
Yeah.
find
Man. Hmm.
out. A couple more things we want to talk about real quick. The Skate Fest is coming back at Robert Park in Sunday, July 26th, 12 to 6 for our individuals that watch that are still skating or have kids that
Hey.
skate. Definitely support Skate Fest and all the stuff they do. Strong organization as well. Shout out to them. Shout out to people. Shout out to the Beee working with the kids and providing places to skate and alternative things to do. But yeah, definitely check out Fest and all their activities. Also, Noma's summer camp. We talked about Noma's summer camp that's happening. I'm gonna actually see if I can't put nothing in the chat. I can't get this chat going. Let me see if I can
Can you not? Can you see the chat?
get nah, it's just cycling. Can't even see the chat.
Man.
Yeah, had to
Okay.
depend on you on the chat, man. Sorry about that.
No, it's good. The chat is going off. So, top of the morning, everybody checking in right now. We'll get to your comments here in a second.
Good. Appreciate that. But yeah, definitely check out the summer camp if I can. Guy Omaha. But sign up. Sign up is going on now, July 13th through 17th, or 20th through 24th. That's going on right now. So definitely sign up for Noma Summer Camp. And speaking of Noma, of course, I don't know if you've been to some of the live jazz sessions on Monday night from 7 to 10, but I mean, a lot of student players, a lot of young folks, man. This one cat from North Omaha, from North High, that plays the stand up bass. Is real dope. There's
Hmm.
a lot of good musicians going on here for this jam on Monday nights. You don't have anything to do, come on down to Noma and check out jazz over there. So yeah, that's kind of a good way to start off the week too, man. It's kind of an off day, so you just go in there and chill a little bit, have a couple drinks, and listen to some good music, and look and see who the new players are. That's kind of like my part. I'm always forming bands in my mind, so I'm like,
Mm.
so anyway, that's
What's
what's
going
going down in
down?
the community right now. If you have anything going down in the community, please put it in the chat, and then I'll also put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha so we can make sure everybody sees it. And yeah, there you go. Appreciate you bearing with us on
Man.
that.
Hey, for sure. Definitely glad as far as Noma, man. Glad it might be a small detail, might be a small thing. But you kind of mentioned it in the past, and I do think it does impact the experience. But moving that stage to the middle of the room, man. Hey. Shout
Yeah,
out.
man.
Shout out to Noma. Trying to enhance the experience.
It's funny. Curly Martin back Day, rest in the Love's Jazz needed to do. Having that stage way back in the back didn't work, and he said they
Mm-hmm.
should put it in the middle and tune that room, and that's it, and that's exactly what they ended up doing. It's kind of Yoshi style, Blue Note style now,
Hey,
and the
man, if you
sound is
know.
impeccable. Sound is impeccable. That doing was definitely warranted because it's not just a chill place and looks good, but it also has really, really quality sound in there as well. So hopefully we'll see some bigger artists coming through. And of course, there's a lot of
Yeah.
big artists about to come through too. Speaking of Noma
Hey,
Fest
hey,
5
hey.
is getting ready to pop. You get your tickets. I hope checking them out too. Go to their page. They're featuring some of these people. They just featured Mohini Day the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
so we kind of get to know who these musicians are if you don't already. And yeah, definitely check it out. I'm looking forward to Mohini Day, Mono Neon, and Keon Harold, Richie Love, and that very much. And of course, I like to get my funk on with the bar case. Come on,
Come
man,
on. I was just gonna say, can't forget. Got some
can't
jams.
forget. Can't forget. So,
Yeah.
Noma Fest 5 is coming up. Don't forget, get your tickets early and check out where things are going to be. Some riverfront. Uh,
Yeah. Scattered all through the city, man. Also, speaking of good music, scattered through the city over the weekend. Let us know what you got into. It looks like it went down at Miller Park with Anjali and the Timeless at the Miller Park series. Shout out to the homies over there at Omaha Performing Arts putting that series together. And of course, Anjali, she always does what she does, man. So yeah, it looked like it
kills.
went down. Let us know if you were able to make it. Or if you weren't able to make it, what'd you get into over this weekend? There was a lot of things going on. Of course, we kind of got into it on Friday or on our Friday show. Got into the Haps a little bit, but yeah, let us know, how was your weekend? What'd you get into? Did you step outside? Did you stay inside? What was going on in your world? What was going on?
Love to hear about it. Let's go ahead and take a quick break before we get to the news. So stay tuned for
Yeah,
that. We definitely have some things to discuss. But yeah, check it out. We will be right back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
in the morning. Hey.
My name is Paul B. He's by anywhere. We'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning. Hey.
My name is Paul B. He's Buddi3 Da Gawd. And thanks for joining us today. Excuse the tech issues. We're dealing with a little tech issue going on with my road. It's not always but most situation internet wise. So it's probably not you this time. It's probably me. So bear with us. Before we jump into the news, buddy, what people talking about over there? I can't even see nothing. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Speaking of the tech difficulties on your side, Paul B can't see the chat, so bear with him, bear with us. But yeah, definitely big shout out to all of you jumping into the chat, checking in with us this morning. Stacy Jean saying good morning. Don Sessions saying good morning. Black Dynamite again checking in for the 3-hour show. He's saying good morning. Earlier also, he gave us the okay. He said if we can't make it the full 3 hours, I think HR be okay with it, Paul. So if you got to cut out early,
Yeah,
I think that'll be all right. Also, big shout out to Marlon. Letting us know. He says, check on your loved ones. He says, good morning, First Sky family, and happy Motivational Monday. Bring in the motivation. Says, make sure y'all check on y'all loved ones and our houseless brothers and sisters today. As Paul mentioned earlier, it is going to be a hot one today. So again, shout out to I'm drawing a blank. I want to say Dawn, but that's not her name. Tamara Dwyer. There you go. Shout out to sister Tamara Dwyer. Excuse me on that blank. It's early. But again, she did share there's an effort to raise 250 water bottles again for the houseless brothers and sisters. So yeah, again, especially on days like this when it's pretty hot out there, if you can, break out some waters, help the people out, that'll go a long way. So again, thank you, Marlon, for giving us a reminder on that one. RG also says, hey man, it's 7 a.m. and already the real feel outside is 90. Man, already.
Ooh-wee. Yeah,
that's that sticky stuff. Yeah, no, that's that sticky stuff. Man, Rhea Vincent checking in. Good morning. Sister Kimra Snipes telling us about her weekend. Said celebrate Saturday during Good Neighbor Week happening in September. We'll be at the Jean Leahy Mall. That's my win. Okay, hey, yeah, that sounds like a win. Being a good neighbor, nothing wrong with it. Yeah, there you go. Good Neighbor Week in full swing.
Get down with the good neighbor.
Marlon also telling us about his weekend. Let's see. Looked like he had a jam-packed weekend. He says, I had a fun-filled weekend on Saturday. I went to Youth Summit, and on Sunday, I was at my mom's birthday, and we hung out at the hotel, like you mentioned. He also says, I met a lot of people at the hotel and who were in town for family reunions. We kind of talked about that. Seems like family reunion season is upon us. So again, if anybody still having family reunions coming up, let us know. Also vacations and weddings. He says, and they asked me what was the best spot to eat, explore, and to learn about Omaha. Would you tell them? Would you let them know? And yeah, where's the best wings? Let us know. Also going through the chat. Shout out to Jim checking in. Says proud of you guys. Thank you for showing love. Good morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Also RG says Beeee today. We're gonna call you Chopper Style. Chopper Style, Chopper Style. Let us know how's it looking on your end. I think we lost him. He came back in. Yep. Chopper Style, staying true to the name.
Man, it's rough over here. Sorry out here for it.
Hey. Yeah. Man, bear with us. But we're going to try to do what it do, man. So again, appreciate y'all joining the conversation, checking into the chat. Keep the conversation going. Keep the chat going. Again, let us know what you got into over this weekend. And of course, today is the extended show, 3 hours every Monday moving forward, man. So yeah, we got a lot of news to get into. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, if that's all right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Man, again, this season is a season of teamwork makes the dream work, and I wanted to set up today's show in a strategic way with asking a few questions. First of all, what is the dream? Kind of wanted to start there before we get into what the work is, who the team is, where we going, what are we doing, what is the dream? And give a little backstory. Over the weekend, I did catch a video on YouTube from a gentleman who was basically asking sister asked him a question about Islam. Again, if you don't know, or you may have forgotten, I am Islamic by faith. And he was basically explaining or kind of talking about American culture and American society and what it is that basically we're doing, which is a question I ask here a lot. What are we doing? And it's a pretty lengthy video. I'll share it on Friends of if anyone wants to check it out. But at one point in the video, he got to, directly answering the person who asked the question and asked about her grandmother. Again, she was a sister, and he was talking about, our ancestors that walked across Selma Bridge. What was their dream? What did they fight for? Of course, we'll be talking about this season, the election, midterm election, a lot of attention, reasonably so, pointed towards this midterm election. But of course, we know that that's not it. That's not the end all be all, if you will. So again, what is the dream? What is the dream? In this video, he had mentioned that, again, the vote was something that we fought for, and we'll have to get into some of the things that are going on as far as constitutional rights and things. We'll get into that a little later on. But the question is the vote the end all be all, or is the vote just a symbol of something bigger, of something that we actually fought for as far as our ancestors, as far as dignity, respect, being recognized as a part of this country? And again, that vote just being a symbol of that dignity and respect. Which was very interesting, a very interesting thought. and kind of got my mind, going. Like, what is the point? What is the dream? What are we here to do? Of course, we talk about voting. Our right to vote is realistically under attack. We definitely will have to talk about the SAVE Act throughout this season. But as of right now, what is the dream? What is the vision? Where do we want to go? And for me, it's freedom, it's liberty, it's self-actualization, which is an actual term. Definitely look into that and its legal ramifications. But we do have the right to self-actualize. Again, as we celebrate 250 years in this country right now, where is it going? And is it the beginning of the end? As Brother Martin Luther King, talking about a dream, mentioned at one point, are we in a burning building? Is the question that I want to get into. So definitely love to hear your thoughts, man, if you will. So definitely would love to hear your thoughts in the chat, and jump right into some of the news dealing with that. As far as what is the dream, what is the vision, what is the goal? And actually right now, Omahans have an opportunity to kind of have their voice heard and have their vision laid out at Jocelyn Castle. This being reported by KMTV3. The Omahatopia exhibit. Have you heard about this, Paul? Has anybody heard about this in the chat? This is an exhibit, again, right now being held at the Jocelyn Castle, open just on Thursday. So if you were out over the weekend, maybe you're able to catch it. But the whole idea of the Omahatopia exhibit is to bring neighbors together along with city leaders and organizations to discuss walkability, green space, and the future of housing in Omaha. Again, Omaha neighbors gathered at Jocelyn, as KMTV reports, to discuss what the city could look like in the next 10 years, centering their conversations around the Omahatopia experiment or exhibit. Morton Meadows, who is a neighbor, has lived in Omaha for about nearly 50 years, and he says the exhibit sparked personal reflection on housing and what comes next, saying, I guess that's always getting interesting ideas about housing and downsizing. Also, another neighbor spoke at a table filled with model houses, showing what future homes could look like, all a part of the Omahatopia exhibit. Among the concepts drawing interest were walkability and access to green space. Also, Melissa McCarthy, who's a programming and marketing manager at Jocelyn, is leading the project with her husband, saying, for me, I like the future to be something that is just a little more welcoming to everyone, not something where you're bound to your car. And again, she's talking about walkability and access to spaces, which definitely has its place in the future and the vision of the dream, if you will. But that inclusion for everyone is definitely a point I want to build on, especially in this year, in this Trump era, where we see things like birthright citizenship under attack. Also, we'll get into it in a second, but apparently now you're going to have to prove your citizenship to get food from pantries. We'll get into that. But again, have you heard of this Omahatopia exhibit, and what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I have not heard of it, and I'm worried about the inclusivity of it as well. There's these kinds of talks all over the place all the time, but do they include everybody is kind of the major question on what the vision is supposed to look like. And we kind of hyper local focus on our neighborhoods and our community, but there's no really focusing on the community without focusing on greater Omaha, the surrounding areas and everything too. So even though it may sound like we're only worried about the north side, sometimes that's really not. It's all over the place that these changes have to be made, and anything that happens in the Jocelyn Castle area or any other area affects everything that we're doing. So yeah, I have not heard about this particular gathering and talk, and I'd love to hear if you've been a part of it, even to hear about. So let us know if you're a chat chimer or a ghost listener that has any parts of this. Definitely want to hear about it. But what I find in the end is that people kind of all have the same vision. They just want to live somewhere that's safe, nice looking, that has access to places in food deserts, all kinds of, really just kind of the basic. We all know what it is to be able to live somewhere and not have to worry too much about certain things, and all that extra worry that I feel like gets put on us by our society is on purpose. It keeps us in survival mode instead of being able to thrive. And so it's kind of that's why we celebrate thriving in arts as much as we do, because because if you can get to it past survival mode, then you've really done something, because I think everything is really set up for that. So I'm down for anybody having conversations about how uplift on make things better. Definitely want everybody to be included in that conversation. Though for me, what say you? What say you? Again, if you've been involved in any of these conversations, even better. Love to hear from you.
Definitely, and of course, housing is a lens, and we'll get into some housing things a little later on in the show. But again, for me, building on the idea of inclusion, is everybody included in what the American dream, quote unquote, is, or really is the American dream still a reality? Like, do we still believe in the American dream? And if not, what does that mean? Where do we go from here? And we're kind of seeing the American dream crack before our very eyes, actually. So much so that we are taking steps back. I do want to get into this documentary from Ava DuVernay that's apparently coming up. If you heard about this, of course, she got a name. I mean, she was already Ava DuVernay, but it took her to another level when she dropped 13th on Netflix. Again, the documentary examining the 13th Amendment and the incarceration system and the connection between criminality and racism and just all the things that we already know. Of course, Nebraska still having the one of, if not the most overcrowded prison system in the country. But now Ava is back with, you guessed it, 14th. Following up again her Peabody award-winning documentary on Netflix. The filmmaker and streamer again are back together in the constitutional business, spotlighting America's long-running and sometimes bloody battle with itself, according to Deadline, over who is a citizen and how much freedom they get. DuVernay's documentary 14th is set to launch on Netflix later this year. Of the film, DuVernay says that if 13th asks who gets caged, 14th asks who gets counted. This is not a film about the past tense of freedom. She says, I'm not interested in asking you to look back. She's actually looking forward and looking at the now. Says clearly revolving around the equal protection and citizenship focused 14th Amendment, which was ratified in 1868 in the turbulent era of Reconstruction and has been a contentious part of the American body politic ever since. The 14th Project from the Selma Helmer has been in production discreetly for 2 years, coming from Array Filmworks. 14th is produced by DuVernay and also a few of her longtime co-conspirators, if you will. But again, this is very timely documentary. As we know, Trump has been and probably will continue to try to undermine and attack birthright citizenship in this country. Of course, on Friday a little bit and over the weekend, actually, there was an ICE protest. Let us know if you made it to that. But of course, we're seeing ICE ramp up some of their activity with some of the recent shootings, and even Democracy Now! Reporting that apparently the director of ICE saying that there might be even more blood if there's more criticism of ICE, which the criticism isn't going away. So again, very timely documentary.
You kind of made
Go ahead.
you kind of made that statement like it was normal. They actually are saying there's going to be more bloodshed if there's more criticism of ICE. If that don't sound like the Gestapo, that's insane.
That's where we are. That's where we are. So again, what is the dream, and how is this? How does this impact all of us right now? And I think the biggest thing for me, the biggest telltale sign, the biggest signal of the dream not being a reality is what's going on with the food. Again, self-actualization, freedom is, the dream, not just voting, but freedom, self-actualization, having some kind of agency over your life in the direction that it goes. And nothing is a bigger indicator of that than civilizations, a community's ability to feed themselves.
We got to
not feed yourself. We got to eat. We got to eat. And that's, that's one of the things, regardless of your social economic background, what neighborhood you live in, what school you go to, you got to eat. Everybody has to eat. So, man, we can jump into it. I see the chat's going off a little bit, but we'll definitely unfold into this idea of being able to eat as we'll get into this report here in a second. Apparently, you have to now prove citizenship to get access to federally provided food. Again, talking about pantries and those are who in the most need having to prove citizenship. we'll get into those details. But in the meantime, between time, Paul B, what say you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm anxious to get into that. This citizenship situation, I think, is really, really messed up. It's one of those headlines. When I got up and read it, was just like, man, like this is exactly what we're afraid of. This is exactly what we know that, and to think that you have to prove anything in order to be able to receive some food if you need it is really evil. It's really evil and insane.
Mm.
So again, like I like to keep that kind of thing in context when we're reading, especially when we're coming across these articles and reading these headlines. So sometimes we can read these headlines and be like, yeah, here we go again. But I like to sit with the impact of it sometimes, and just the headline of you have to prove your citizenship in order to receive food. My first thought when it comes to things like that is and we'll talk about it when we come back from here. But my first thought is thinking about Willie Barney and those guys over there at Black Men United, and think about our partners over there at Heart Ministry Center, and how they would never make you prove something before they gave you some food from their
Man,
pantries. Where it really does belong. It really is because of the people. Like it has to be the people. If the people are not doing anything, then nothing will be done, and that's just, especially now in this administration, just what it is. What's the chat talking about?
man, definitely. Yeah, definitely big shout out to the chat. Rhea Vincent checking in. I think she's talking to somebody.
Just to let you
Yeah,
guys know,
I
my
think she's
chat's
talking to
not
somebody.
working.
Yeah, little tech difficulties. So bear with us. But again, thank you to everybody coming into the chat. Black Dynamite, talking about the American dream. He says, you talk about the American dream, and I think about how the world came to visit the U.S. for the World Cup, and it allowed people from all over the world to got to come see how most of the people are not fans of the government. But I did notice that none of these people were ever visited any downtrodden areas. Makes me wonder if it was on purpose. Of course, I mean, I don't think any tourists coming to a country foreign to them, looking for the hood, if you will. But that is a thought, something to reflect on. Like, how does so I did see a video of like I want to say Argentinian beef farmers in Texas looking at like getting that culture, like see how Texas does grilling, and there was a little exchange of culture, if you will, and hopefully that type of stuff does bring some communities together. But again, I don't know, there's a lot going on around the world as far as working to separate the world. So yeah, I do think that the citizens themselves see that, but I don't know. We'll see how that impacts how we all come together. Also, RG's asking, what happened to freedom of speech? Can't speak out against ICE? Nope.
Yes, that's
As
wild.
far as the director says, but I mean that's what it is in the era of Trump. You seen what's going on with CBS and NBC and CNN, and boy, who else got sued? The New York Times, I think. Like freedom of speech is under attack right now, bro, and that's just the reality in the Trump era. And people have to. I mean, Georgia Ford and Don Lemon. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
I
Freedom of
mean,
speech is out the window.
it's one thing to say that you're gonna sue somebody because they said something that's already messed up enough, but to be bold enough to go on TV and say there's, after two people have been shot and killed by ICE, to get on TV and say there's going to be more bloodshed if the criticism continues is another level.
It's wild. Definitely wild. So yeah, we'll definitely have to get into some ICE things a little later on. Again, let us know if you made it to that protest over the weekend. There's actually a couple of ICE protests over the weekend on Saturday. One at Freedom Corner, as they're calling it, over on 72nd and Dodge. And then people also went out to the ICE detention center, I believe, in Potawatomi County. So again, if you made it out to that, let us know. Big shout out to those who put that together. But yeah, feeling good.
Wow. Let's take a quick break.
Where we
We'll
are.
come back and jump back into this conversation. It's kind of centered around food. We talk
Yep.
about the dream. What's the dream? The dream is to be able to feed ourselves without having to fight for it in this way. So let's continue on that theme. Give us some, if you have any news about any other kinds of things that, like this citizenship thing that we're going to jump into, that is stopping people from being able to get the food they need, we're
Man,
definitely going to be leaning on that. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
in the morning.
All Beee, Buddi3 Da Gawd. We'll be
Hey, hey, hey.
right back, y'all. Stay tuned. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All Beee, Buddi3 Da Gawd. I'm doing a little traveling. I'm kind of so that's why we're with some tech issues here. So apologize for the choppy internet. It's not you this time, it's me, and just kind of dealing with that. So stay tuned. We're going to keep on rolling as much as we can. This is supposed to be a 3-hour show today too, our first 3-hour show, but because of some of my limited track going over here, we might have to cut it, a little bit short today. I apologize for that in advance, but yeah, that's what happens. You're on the road. You got to kind of roll with the punches, but I'm glad to be live with you guys again in this season. It always makes a big difference to be live with each other and be able to have these conversations in real time and in your comment time. Kind of interesting how that works. It's a lot different than anything else that's going on the internet, because right now you can't really trust anything going on the internet. Most things are AI, most things are fake. And I'm actually kind of surprised they still have this feature of going live on the internet right now.
Man, because, I mean, it'd be my day. They try to shut down the whole TikTok behind it. You know what I mean? So you never know what might be next. But yeah, definitely feeling the bots on social media pretty heavy, man. It's time to live a life with one another. Get outside and really touch some grass and hug somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like really get out there with the people. But definitely appreciate y'all, getting down with us right here, right now. The live allows us to do that. So keep the comments going. Brother Marlon Harrison in the chat, letting us know what his dream is. And he says, my dream is that we get through the dark times and tough times and hold those ones accountable for their actions. If we truly want a better country, we should hold those bad guys accountable. I mean, can we get down to the Epstein files? I mean, there's been so much thrown. Can we get down to the Epstein files? Let's start there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny that you say that, because it's not we can still keep on fighting in the way that you are supposed to fight with the law. Mm-hmm. Even though it's pretty obvious that there's nothing going on here that's legal. That we're in the era that breaking whatever agreements in law. I'm big on agreements. We talk about this all the time. Like, I have this whole theory of agreements. Mm-hmm. Nothing really can get built unless you are in agreement, and you have to be a person of your word in order to be able to hold those agreements. And when you think about what's going on now, there's agreements aren't being held. Everything's being misinterpreted, and they're using things to their advantage, and they're outright breaking the law most of the time. So you're going to fight lawbreakers with the law when they have no law?
It's a good point.
Do that. My mind goes to what we have to do to counter these things, because fight continuing. I'm not saying that continuing the fight through the law is still necessary, and it is a lane, and there are people that are in that lane working on that. But that that we can on that. We can't just rely on that anymore. There is more that has to be done because because you can prove that they're doing illegal things all the time. You can even convict them of illegal things. And what does it do? So I talk about body cams. You know how we did all this fighting for body cams to do what? To watch. So now we can watch police murder us. We can watch law enforcement misuse their power. Because what's the consequences? There were supposed to be consequences attached to these cameras. You're supposed to be able to show. I'm from the Rodney era. We there was cameras. There being cameras out showing what's going on. Them cops got acquitted, which is we were just talking about this the other day. The reason why the riots went down the way they did was because those cops got acquitted. That's why the riots started in L.A. So again, holding people accountable. What does that exactly mean? What does it mean?
Man, well, what does it mean? You got to ask the question, who's being protected and who's being served? We'll actually get into a little later on how the courts are being used against the people, especially in Lancaster County with this minimum wage situation. There's definitely a lawsuit that we have to get into here in a second. But to your point, as far as I think we all know and have seen that you can't trust the quote unquote government, or at least the people in power running the system that we know as the government. Because it is pretty lawless. And point in case is some of the things that we're seeing with this birthright citizenship situation. Again, Trump has tried over and over and over to try to undermine, get rid of, just eradicate altogether birthright citizenship. There was a recent court victory in which it was upheld, but we're still seeing things like what we're seeing with this food situation that's being reported by Nebraska public media, or News Nebraska channel. Shout out to them for this report. But headline reads, hungry Nebraskans may need to prove citizenship to access federally provided food. Food banks fear significant strain, which is interesting. There's a comment on Friends of First Guy that I really, really enjoyed. Aaron Kingsley Clark, he says, just like Jesus said, help the poor, powerless, and hungry as long as they're legal. Don't forget that one. Don't forget that one. As long as they got their papers, then they can eat. Otherwise, starve. But again, yes, states can determine for themselves whether to create citizenship checks for food from the USDA. The Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services has not decided whether to enforce this requirement. But again, Trump Jr., you can kind of guess which way we're going to go. Again, as the report reads, and actually this is in partnership with Flowerwater Free Press as well, so shout out to our partners over there. But again, the report reads, even before the Free Food and Many Blessings Food Pantry in Grand Island starts distributing food, again, and typically states that wait until the pantry shuts down operations for the day, with people lined up outside its doors. Last year, the pantry distributed about 109,000 pounds of food to the community. But many Nebraskans seeking assistance soon may be cut off from a critical source of donated food if the state adopts proposed federal guidelines, again proposed by President Donald Trump's administration, which recommended that states take steps to keep undocumented immigrants from accessing emergency food assistance, again provided by the federal government. And the administration cited a 2025 executive order by Trump, as well as a 1996 law, which states that, quote unquote, aliens within the nation's borders do not depend on public resources to meet their needs. The federal guidance is only a recommendation. However, many states will take it upon themselves to decide which way to go. Again, here in Nebraska, officials with Nebraska's food banks and pantries are already warning that such a change could be burdensome and ultimately limit the amount of food they can provide to the communities, saying it causes the negative connotation where if you hear that the food pantry is asking about your citizenship status, it spreads like wildfire and get people scared. Particularly this coming from Colfax County Food Pantry in Schuyler, Nebraska, saying I want people to be able to access food without this being a barrier. Again, the new federal guidelines apply only to emergency food assistance programs, a USDA program that provides fruits, vegetables, meats, grains, and other items to food pantries and emergency distribution sites across the nation. Food donated by individuals or community groups such as churches isn't managed by the government and still could be distributed to everyone who seeks the help, which again is the point, is the whole point. As you see, when it comes to government assistance in all of our tax dollars that's funding it, strings are attached. But again, us, the people, can step up and still do something, which we'll get into Claire Memorial, what they're doing with their community garden here in a second. But Paul, chat, what say you?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I got the chat back. Rhea Vincent in the chat is saying, my business,
Hey,
Sweetmeats
nice.
Desserts, was a vendor at Douglas County Fair at the Ralston Arena this entire weekend. Many vendors were disappointed. No rise. No, we talk about what we can do. Here's somebody here that is active out trying to do some things. Now she does have a food business, but it's needed too. It's food desert that we call South Side or North Omaha East Side.
Both, both, right.
I'm seeing vendor event opportunities for the holidays. Okay, cool. So we'll definitely tap you in there. Kimber says, I'll have vendor opportunities on September 26th for Good Neighbor Week. I'll post it from the friends page. Appreciate that. Also, yeah, thank you. Also, down the way here a little bit in gardening space available. Now, this is to the gardening space. Says I have free gardening space available to anyone to use and grow food with me. Help maintaining the lot is needed as well. There's a few neighborhood lots around. Shout out to Clarice Dombeck, who's always putting stuff in. Is on the forefront of a lot of the community gardening and growing of food that's available there as well. There's some lots in North Omaha, also on 24. Down the way a little bit that she's been a part of, and some other folks. So there is a lot of the gardens, and it is one solution when we start thinking about those two. The work, there's some people from One Omaha that is also connected to the garden scene, and I've even been out to some of those places where they are giving away food. So there's fresh food being given away. We have our food pantries, and of course we have our small business that for purchase as well. So there's some solutions out there that we definitely have to look at. I'm already jumped. You can already see I'm jumping to that. I'm already over this idea that that they're going to always create all these hoops in order to stop us from getting what we need together and get ourselves what we need and help people in our team get what we need as well. You got administrations and leadership that says stuff like that, like you got have some to jump through just to eat, as if eating is not a human right and a privilege. It's a human right. They think it's a privilege. They think it's something that you're supposed to have to do something for, and it is crazy. They'd rather starve. They'd rather just have them starve. Before they were trying to act like if you're out here loitering and hanging out and you don't work, then you can't eat. And now they're now even if you're working your butt off, like a lot of our undocumented.
Man,
you can't prove you're supposed to be here. So it's just crazy. And it's for people who are giving away Bibles and calling themselves Christians and stuff like that, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Shots.
Kind of crazy.
Man, I mean, it makes you think, are they reading the book? Like the comment says, feed the hungry, the hopeless, and the poor. Only if they're legal, though. Only if they're legal. Remember that part. It makes no sense. And it just is a very, very telltale sign of where we are as a country, as a civilization. Like it's more than just the laws and the documents. Who are we as a people? Like, what do we stand on? Like, what are we about as a country? What does this civilization really represent? And are we happy with what it's representing right now?
Good question. Kimber in the chat is saying at the same time that a lot of the organizations decided that growing food are receiving less funding. So we should talk about that as well. She says these are perfect things to apply for the mayor's Omaha Community Foundation neighborhood grant for. So talking about grant money, talking about the philanthropy helping the situation out. She says, and as nonprofit leaders, we should be raising these issues to funders. And I find, Kimmer, we do, and I've actually talked to a lot of these funders that want to remain in work that they do, but they're actually out there giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars sometimes in certain neighborhoods for people that need. And they do it a lot of them do it very quietly because they don't want to, it messes up their plan in order to. Yeah, thank you. Whispering That's what I was thinking
Hey,
of. Still
hey.
pretty. So yeah, Whispering Roots are a that entity I was telling you about that was giving away food from their garden. So yeah, they there's there there's people that are out here trying to make a difference, even quietly. Philanthropy does, and Kimmer too. Like a lot of our nonprofits out here that get haircuts when it comes to some of these checks, and when they're applying for certain grants and maybe not getting them or getting less than they would normally. A lot of that is because they've been directing their efforts elsewhere, and I've been privileged to be able to speak to a few of them on that level, and they're like, "Yeah, we there's the thousands just to help people eat this year." And so, an art
Man,
project is not going to get the money right now. So, that type of thing. But it's unofficial. I keep begging them, please come on the show, talk about this. People need to hear about the kind of work that you guys are doing. They only see one side of philanthropy. Let them that helps. That helps. But you're right. I think that we need to keep talking to them. We need to keep showing them that where the need is, and see what's up there. Like I said, I'm on the solution side already. I'm done
man,
waiting on the government to act like it claim they are.
man.
What are you doing is the question.
That's what are we doing? It's definitely the question. Again, I opened the show talking about this video I was watching, and one of the points that he made in the video, which was pretty, profound to me. He talked about Martin Luther King in the dream that he was espousing, and said that maybe the point that he was making wasn't the fact that he was dreaming of this idealistic society, but it was more so saying that the principles, the things that this country's says that it stands for is actually nothing more than a dream. Like it's not a reality. It's just a figment of its imagination. And whether we will reach that or not, we will see. We will see. But again, also as he mentioned, he fears that he brought us into a burning house, so a burning building. So take that for what it's worth. But again, as far as solutions and some of the organizations helping out, there are some people getting some publicity about the work that they're doing. Shout out to CHI and the $46,000 grant that they just awarded to Clare Memorial Baptist Church, because that's a group that's working on solutions, trying to get the work done as far as not waiting on government, but taking the God-given talents and gifts and resources that they have, and giving them back. Again, CHI organization, which apparently is kind of helping with the food desert a little bit. If you remember, CHI is also backing that big kitchen that's supposed to be coming to the north side in partnership with OEDC. If you remember that. Those
Mhm.
bays that you're looking at, yeah, they're gone now,
Uh,
yeah. But for a good
and
cause, again, yeah. But for a good cause, again, helping out with the food, and now again, CHI putting their money where their mouth is. $46,000 going to Clare Community Garden grant to offer free produce, cooking lessons, and preventative health screenings to North Omaha families. Something that, of course, we definitely need. We're talking about blood pressure, A1C, cholesterol checks, some of the biggest killers in our community, which is also tied to our food. Go figure. But again, from the garden to the kitchen table, every lesson is designed to make healthy eating simple, affordable, and fun. Shout out to Pastor P saying, I'm trying to show them in different vegetables how you can cook it in many different ways. It's definitely a life skill. Many kids say they aren't learning at school since they took out home ec, which is a whole nother conversation. But again, unlike some of their parents or grandparents who did have those classes. So again, shout out to Pastor P and the work that she's doing, or at least trying to do, because there was some unfortunate situations. I think this has actually happened a couple times as far as knuckleheads in the community
bro.
vandalizing. There was a video posted, I think last week, of somebody pulling up in their car, stealing some of the produce, taking some of the vegetables that were blooming and coming out. And then now it's being reported that as you see on your screen, the garden has been vandalized. Just why? Why would somebody do this? It makes no sense. But as a community, we gotta, man, shout out to Pastor Pete, shout out to Clare Memorial and the work that they're doing. Even if you're not in the quote unquote, Christian religious community, just as an organization, as a just community entity, Pastor P is there. Pastor P has been showing up in the community, and I suggest we show up for her as well. And it's not just for her, but it's for all of us. It's for the community. Again, this is a community garden that's not only feeding the community, but teaching the community a very, very valuable lesson as far as how to feed yourself. Very unfortunate situation. If anybody has any information, please, say something. But just in general, let's get all hands on deck and help with this one.
Well said. You said everything I was thinking and feeling, but man, messed up, really messed up. For a community garden to be set up like this, people go in, volunteer their time, their hours, their work, and then something like this happens. Just why? It's just a question for destruction. I think certain personality of people that would go do some mess like this. So yeah, we have to kind of keep our eye out on a few things. Also, I want to give a shout out to Channel 3 who covered it, KMTV,
Mhm.
as well. So
Mhm.
shout out to Pastor P, to the church, and also TV who covered this. Uh, it's a big enough deal to be able to line that something like this would go down. I mean, we're all struggling trying to make something like make some things like a neighborhood garden happen. And if you ever been a part of it, you know what it takes. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Man.
A lot of work. Volunteer hours and so on and so forth. And yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, again, just to kind of cap it off, man, Pastor P says she's a little traumatized and upset, but really she's thinking about the babies. So she says, but the kids are devastated because all of their watermelons were pulled up, and even the little watermelons that we haven't been able to locate them. So either the person took them, and the kids was watching it grow every day. So just that anticipation of watching something grow and then just to have it taken away, is man, yeah. So. Definitely big shout out to Pastor P and the work that she's doing. Apparently there is some video footage out there, so hopefully OPD and whoever else can help hold those accountable with that situation. Let's hold them accountable.
There you go. 8:02 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're now in the second hour of First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
And still working on a few things as far as excuse tech is concerned. Both right now, I'm kind of in between places. So setting up where I can in order to be able to do the show with you. Do us a favor, share the show, share it on your page if you're on Facebook. Pretty easy. And also share the link to anyone on a YouTube in order to get them in the conversation and get as many people in the conversation as we can. I will Chris says, I feel like this is a new issue that needs to be raised to funders. That's all I was saying. Yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel that. And I love that we're in conversation with them on that. And let's keep on raising it. Keep on raising it to funders and not just funders, but everyday people.
Man.
This is on the team for real when it comes to this stuff. So yeah, let's continue on with that. In the meantime, let's take a quick break and we'll come back, jump back into some more of this theme. The teamwork makes the dream work theme, how the team gets together in order to take care of each other in our in our state and in our country. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Thank you for joining us. We are back. This is season 5B, and it does not follow the money like I accidentally keep saying. It is teamwork, dreamwork. All I do is look at this mug right here. Closest I'll ever be
Yeah.
to a baseball player here is us faking it.
Hey. You look good though. You look good.
And get this.
Happy for
Yeah, man. Get the point across. I like the idea for sure, man. The teamwork makes the
yeah,
dream
yeah.
work in a real way. Let us know about how you feel about that. What's your team? What's the dream? Is the other
Man, that's the
is the
question.
dream
That's the question. What's the dream?
that Black Dynamite? He said that be fire. He said it's
Hey.
got that lo-fi vibe going on. Yeah, man. You find the stems on there yet? What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah. I got you.
Shoot that to me. Shoot that to me.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, man, I'm gonna break left just real quick at 8:05,
Hey, what you
real
got?
quick because my hometown and my home area and being around people that by the way, I haven't lived back in California in 26 years. I figured out
Man,
26
how long?
years. Yeah,
Time.
time for real. So I ran into folks that I haven't seen in that long. We used to do music together. Got very inspired about hearing some of the stuff they got going on. Of course, plans were made, projects were were suggested, and yeah, man, lots going on that tip. So I just want to make mention of that in my travels. Most travels is because of family, mostly, and this time around was a little bit of an inspiration when it came to the Love Supreme situation, the
Hey.
side of my life.
Hey.
So it really is, and I will say too, also, it's really interesting when you're traveling to be able to kind of observe what's going on around everywhere. Be in places where gas is $6.50, $7 a gallon. Watching people struggle at the grocery store. Being able to run into some folks that have figured out how to survive, figured out how to make it. Watching some of the old ones that out with they're the dads, they're the guys that are holding it down for several families, the guys that are grinding away so that they can be the providers, be the ones that are helping people come out of these slumps, and the go-tos, the houses that you can go. Years ago we crashing on people's couches. 20 years later we got the
Man.
couches they crashing on. So it's really interesting to see how it works in that weird little time jump when it comes to how art has affected our lives, what work we're doing, where we survive in places.
Mm.
We California because the cost of living is so. It's really interesting to see folks that have figured it out. We also have to remember that I'm inspired to see how we adapt. We adapt to anything. So we can be in Omaha going. I think it was San Francisco. I just read the $4,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment space, and
Man.
you sit here and think how wild that is. How what's wilder to me is a cat that lived in San Francisco and was broke when he was 19, but still stayed in San Francisco, figured out how to pay $4,000, and it's still there. And as a matter of fact, it's paying $8,000 a month for a house that people can come crash in. How do you get there? You get there because we as people figure it out, and we work together, and we thrive and survive. And some people don't. Some people fall through the cracks. But I like we talk a lot about people that fall through the cracks because we're all about trying to help folks. But I love going out and getting inspired and seeing how and being reminded about the human spirit of being able to figure things out and survive where we're at. And once you get to survival mode, it only takes a little bit to get to thrive mode. You can survive. You can survive on a regular basis, and you guys got a system. You guys have been able to help each other out and been able to do things. Then we can get to the thriving part. These cats that I used to have to borrow $20 all the time are invested now and own homes.
Man.
Out in California, where the cost of living is crazy. So just wanted to give a shout out to my family, my peeps, Highland boys, people in the sevens.
Hey.
I'm saying Highlanders, everybody who I connected with again, and I'm just love somebody that's still here doing what they do.
IE in the building.
IE in the building for sure.
I love it.
Not
I
just
love
like
it.
I say, not just IE, San Diego, San Francisco, Las Vegas, like the the desert, the Joshua
Mm.
Tree, like, my fam everywhere, that's everywhere doing it big, or still rolling, just doing what they do, but surviving and taking the tumbles as they come. So that's what it is, man. I appreciate that. Black Dynamite said, "Good Lord,
Good
you're
Lord.
gonna eat or fuel your vehicle is wild." Yep, we all been there.
Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it.
Also, RG says, "Man, look, I remember I used to work doing over the phone surveys in the late '90s. Didn't we all in the '90s? Didn't we all?" And I was talking about apartments were going for $900 a month. Yeah, man. Yeah,
It's
but listen,
ridiculous.
like, this is the one thing you can take from a cat that actually lived in them places. I was, the cost of living on Kauai is even. Uh, you think that Kauai got the plane ticket on everything, including the gallon of
Mm.
milk. Was there 8 years ago? Milk was $10 a gallon because had the plane ticket on it.
It ain't gonna be no milk.
Yeah, I definitely laid off the dairy around it, but no. The point I'm making is that you figure it out. You figure people are resourceful. You figure it
Yeah.
out, and not just people are resourceful, but people also have some hearts. People also care. People also hook
Mm.
you up with a job. People also hook you up with a place to stay. All these things that we talk about, we do now, the hookup just to live. They ain't just doing it in Omaha. They're doing it everywhere, and it's just what it is. And you end up living. You end up doing that, or people team up and get together. Or people squash their beefs in the family and they work it out and they get together. And everybody's, we're all problem solving entities. That's what we are going trying to figure out those problems and not just survive, but thrive as much as we can. Sometimes circumstances are overwhelming for us, but that's when the team's supposed to kick in and help. The teamwork's supposed to matter. And I can tell you, the one thing you can get from me is that I lived in all these places, and it may sound crazy because you're juxtaposing it up against what you. I mean, we say things like a $1,300 a month one bedroom apartment in Omaha, Nebraska is crazy. But it's not as crazy as a $4,000 a month one bedroom apartment in San Francisco, unless you live
Yeah.
in San Francisco, and that's just and you figure
It's the norm.
like, yeah. So that is exorbitant. That's that's the top amount, $4,000 a month for a one bedroom. Of course, there's other places to stay in San Francisco way cheaper than that, and you don't have to go for the penthouse apartment. But
Mhm.
but the point is that once you get to a certain grand, it's like you more zeros on the check, but that's taking about the same amount home. So
Mm. Yeah.
it really is
Yeah.
that. It really is that. Also, Heather Williams in the chat says, "Try being labeled and having to choose between food, gas, meds." Real, it's rough. We survive as best we can, and we cannot do it without the team. Black Dynamite says, "What did Pop say? Yeah, you better put some water on that."
Hey,
All right.
make it enough.
Heather Williams says, "I do have a team of great people that always show up for my family." That's what's up.
That's what
That's
it
what's up.
takes, man. That's what it takes.
We talk about we always talk about youth that are in trouble and how we can help them and so on, and we always step up from the youth and say, well, the youth will get help when we get family help, family support. And we talk about family support, we the community, man, the team. It's even beyond the family. Sometimes, like, the team also needs support, because what does the team do? The team shows up and always shows up for people's family, like Heather Williams is saying. So the team also needs support, and we can support each other by realizing that first of all, we are a team.
Mhm.
Team, little teeny bit from a lot of people helps way more than anybody just having to carry the burden all the time. So that's what I'm feeling right now on my soapbox at 8:14 right now. And if you
Mm.
believe in the concept of time, I appreciate that. Let us know. I'd love to hear from you on this. Figured out. We try. We help. Or do you have stories about things that went on for you that a team surrounded you and helped you with in order to get through. We'd love to hear from you on some of these things as well, because we want to be able to prove the point to people that think that rugged individualism is the way to go. And this country does nothing in a silo on their own, even if they say they do.
Man,
It's not built that way. Everybody has had help.
I'm a firm believer that the concept and the ideal of rugged individualism was presented and given to a certain people, so they don't come together, so they don't recognize the power in numbers, so they can be divided and conquered, if you will, because the further up you go, there's always some kind of conspiracy, some co-conspirators, oligarchy. Like there's somebody coming together to make this thing happen every time. Every time. It's
Ain't
just,
lying.
they try try to make sure that not, other people don't come against them in larger numbers. So they give you regular individualism. But yeah,
Mm.
we'll definitely get into the teamwork of it all. Shout out to Udalale here in a second. But before we get to the teamwork, I did want to finish our cap off our food conversation with a dream that's coming to reality, actually, in the form of black farmers, if that's all right.
Hey.
Speaking of solutions, kind of capping off this conversation with a big win coming in the form of a $127 million award. Again, in the June 30th order, this being reported. Shout out to Capital B, also nonprofit news down here in Atlanta. Capital B News, check them out if you haven't heard of them. CapitalBnews.com, but they're on the report for this story. And again, the report reads, in the June 30th order, U.S. District Judge Beryl A. Howell ruled that USDA and its employees must reinstate a $127 million award and file a status report with the court by July 3rd. The decision comes a month after 24 entities, including the 2020 Farmers Cooperative, joined an ongoing lawsuit challenging the USDA's decision to eliminate the program, which again was meant to address historic land loss experienced by farmers of color. We don't necessarily need to go into the history of the Homestead Act and some of the things that, basically created the largest lopsided, gap in land ownership. Actually, over the last 60 years, that gap has widened, which is interesting. It's crazy to imagine that, in the 50s and 60s, we had more land and homeowners and, communities of quote unquote color than we do now, which again reflects our ability to feed ourselves. And again, this is a big win in that regard. This $127 million grant was actually a part of the former President Joe Biden's increasing land capital and market access program, which awarded about $300 million to 50 different projects. But the judge in the case says land access program plaintiffs have demonstrated that the terminations of their individual grants were likely contrary to statute, that they will suffer irreparable harm in the absence of relief, and that the balance of equities and public interest favor preliminary injunctive relief. Therefore, saying thus these grant terminations are preliminarily vacated. Big win. Again, $127 million going back to black farmers. Especially in this time of, with the cyclosporiasis going on, you got to be wary of where you're getting your food. Might be a good time to tap in with some black farmers. I don't know what you think about that, Paul, but yeah, shout out, big win for black farmers.
Yeah, that's what's up. I definitely think so. It's definitely the topic of conversation out on the West Coast in a big way. I think I might have got
Yeah.
hit by a little bit of it eating some strawberries last week, but my,
Uh-oh.
yeah,
You gotta be
yeah.
careful. You gotta be careful.
I don't know if that's what it was, but yeah, you got to be careful. And I say, without taking anything away from it, like Heather Williams says, great news for black farmers. We've been hearing a lot. There's a black farmer that I follow that's out in, I believe, California it endures so much racist attacks in
Mm,
this land. Coming down to gunfights and stuff like that that's going down out there. So they're in a
really?
battle. They're in battles in real ways. In
The
that's
Wild West, for real.
right. So yeah, for this to be able to happen in this climate, It's like everything else we ever talk about, man. Hey, check out some black owned this, some black owned that. Check out the black owned food companies that are out here, the black owned farms. In order for you to be a farm, in order for you to make it, in order for you to make it as a business, you got to kind of offer something that they're not getting anywhere else. And a lot of the quality of food and the fact that there's certain pesticides and so on and so forth. They kind of do something different than everybody else is doing in order to even
Mm.
survive as a company. And so that's what I find when I look up those kinds of companies. I find that they're trying to do things like the old days when things were together more and more pure, using legacy seeds and all kinds of stuff like that. I definitely dig into looking at that, and sometimes it costs a little bit more from time to time, but it's worth it. And they're doing a good job of telling those stories of
Man,
what black farmers are doing in order to be able to show. Let's
yeah.
just be able to get a team.
Man, and it's a wave. Like, it is a thing going on right now. It's not just about this win, but there is a exodus, if you will, of young black, and families, black families, getting back to the land, getting back to farming. If you kind of peep this whole Southern soul wave that's going on musically, the boots on the ground and things like that going on. It's not just that, it's actually black folk getting back to riding horses, getting back to land. Shout out to Justin Pearson, who I just saw on social media. If you don't know, Justin Pearson, representative out of Memphis, doing a lot of good work in Tennessee. It even came out to Omaha to support Senator S-5B on her campaign. But I just recently saw that I guess he's, putting up his suit and tie and putting up his legislative hat to get back into farming. He's getting into regenerative farming himself. So again, shout out to those who are getting back to the land. And again, your ability to feed yourself, it's a telltale sign of how much agency you have over your life. And it's getting harder, especially feeding ourselves with good food. We'll talk about these seedless watermelons we keep finding everywhere. Where are the real seeds? Where are the real seeds? Which is a whole nother conversation when we're talking about farming. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't put the Monsanto seeds in your land and get a lawsuit. That's all I'm saying.
Who wants them Monsanto seeds anyway? Genetically modified seeds in the first place.
Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah. They've been their lawsuits are crazy because their lawsuits are you got a farm next to the land and some over to your land, and then they can sue you for the wind blowing the seeds over there. It's crazy. Yeah, man. I appreciate that I appreciate you bringing this up. If you guys have any more comments on this, let us know. We'd love to talk a little bit more about that. Solutions, and especially when it comes to solutions, when it comes to these, been talking about time. Yeah, it's definitely something to look into more, and to just be more intentional on how it is that we do things. When it comes to this, we're used to the convenience of how we acquire in the first place, and it's not that simple anymore. You can't go to your store and just a reasonable amount of money to get a reasonable amount of food. It's definitely we're in a situation now where your refrigerator is never not looking skinny inside. It's just what it
Man,
is. It's just what it is. So we gotta figure out some things, as we often do. I mean, if you can imagine, we come from a people who had to figure out how to use parts of animals that nobody else wanted to
man.
use because we weren't getting food in the first place, bro. Like we always take it, figure it out, make it good, make it thrive, and they come back and steal it back again like oxtails. But you know, all of a sudden now after, yeah. So,
Yeah, right,
but
right, right.
it is what it is. You can learn a lot from people who have been oppressed when we're back in oppressive times. Don't worry. Don't worry too much. We've seen it before.
Oh yeah, we survived through famine and dust bowls and all kind of stuff, man. We can do it. Just gotta
We
come
certainly
together.
can. Love to hear from you out there. I'm seeing that the chat kind of slowed down a little bit, so I appreciate if you guys are on some other subjects. Let us know some of the things you're thinking of, or what this leads you to think of when we're talking about
Hmm.
this. What when it comes to that, in your own personal situation as well. How does it work? How do you have you figured out how to thrive and survive in the situation that we're in? I'm going to do a lot of that type of thing coming up. We have a lot of things that we're working on as far as news stories concerned. in order to be able to talk to the people and find out exactly how this administration has affected you personally. If you're willing to talk about some of those things, or some of your personal situation that was hurt by what is going on here this last couple years, love to hear
Mm.
how to give us an email, firstskyOmaha@gmail.com. We'll get a hold of you. Bring the camera out and do a little short documentary on what's going on with you there. I'd love to hear from you in our neighborhoods, especially our community, especially how has this administration affected you, your what did it do to your work, your job? Did the gas prices mess you up? I know some folks in my family that were driving Uber that kind of had to stop because the gas prices was so high they weren't able to make the money they need to make.
Mm.
So
Mm.
a lot of people affected in a lot of different ways. Let us know if you are, if you'd like to talk about it. FirstSkyOmaha@gmail.com. Appreciate it.
There you go. There you go.
8:25 right now. You believe in the concept of time, buddy? How you feeling over there? How about you? Just in general. I know that you got some kids over there. You got family. Your
Mhm.
families you take care of. People you kind of realize that you are really that dude. You're the dude that's like taking care of things for folks. You're at that
Man,
age now where you're old enough to handle things and young enough to have the energy to. And a lot of the older folks look to us when we get into that
sometimes.
era. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes,
so
sometimes.
for the most part, even at your tiredest, somebody old is you know don't
Sleep.
still don't have the energy, right? So that's what it is. I'm in my 50s now, so it's definitely been the last 20, 25, 30 years that I've been that person,
Mm.
family and friends. Yeah.
Man.
So when you're thinking about that, and you're the kind of cat too that takes responsibility. There's a lot of cats our age out here that still don't want to take no responsibility for nothing, or don't, or
Mm.
you know not doesn't think of themselves as the ones up next to help provide, and so on and so forth. I know you are definitely one of them kind of cats. So how has the administration, or this time frame in general, over the last 2 to 5 years, made it tougher for you to be able to be that dude?
Man, definitely not very friendly to the families. Of course, making it happen, and trying to make it look good as possible. But yeah, feeling the impact. I will say one of the biggest things is the lack of resources for families, especially like subsidized childcare and programs. And like I'm looking at the summer camps. Shout out to Assembly of the Saints and Pastor Ballard
Yeah.
and all the people involved with that summer camp. While I was there, I had the babies enrolled in the summer camp, free summer camp. They ate, they took trips, they did activities. They loved it. It was a great situation. Versus coming back here, and again, we still had like a couple of weeks before the babies go back to school. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get them out the house. Gotta get them around some other kids. Gotta keep them active. Not in the house fighting every day. You understand how siblings can get along or get on each other's nerves after a while. But looking at some of these camps, man, it's ridiculous, bro. Like $300 a week per child. Again, 350 per week per child. I can't pay $1,200, $900 a week just for a summer day camp. Like that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So there has been that situation. Still dealing with that. Of course, food, as you mentioned earlier, dollar kind of went a little longer a couple of years ago as far as the food situation. And man, we haven't really talked about it too much, but I think it might get a little rougher
Mm.
because again with the whole Strait of Hormuz situation, and the fertilizer and the oil that was, or what has not been able to move around the world, to really feel the impacts of some of that stuff is delayed. Like again, we probably still haven't begun to really feel the impact of the lack of fertilizer and oil that is not coming to this country. And again, we're now, some of our reserves in this country has gone down as America decided to send its reserves to other countries. Now our reserves are getting limited. So yeah, as far as what these fall harvests and what the food situation is looking like already in this country, prices might be going up even more. Man, and so that's definitely one thing that I'm paying attention to. And then of course gas prices. I mean, I live in Atlanta. Everything is at least 20, 30, 45 minutes away. You know what I mean? Luckily the kids' school is close, but I go to my job at the studio every day. That's at least a 30-minute drive. So, you definitely feel the pinch as far as gas. With that, you have to, kind of be more strategic with how you move around. But yeah, I would say those are definitely some of the things that I see impact. And then, of course, housing. Housing is a conversation which we'll actually get into here in a second. Big shout out to Udalale, who's helping their employees and the people in their team and their network with housing, of course, doing the good work. But yeah, man, housing, my rent has gone up every year for the last couple of years. And I think it's going to be going up again next year. So, yeah, feeling the pinch
Yeah.
on that situation as well.
Definitely, yeah. Those are some of the things I was absolutely thinking of when I asked you that question, especially about the childcare situation, because we've had to do some maneuvering around so that you can be the person that's there at home with the babies. That's just what it is. So
Man,
I can totally see, feel the pain of being that and trying to be the person in the person's
mhm,
providing. Heather Wood
man.
says Robert Wagner has a great camp that's free for preteens and teens. They are at the new Miss Tamika opened it. Okay. She said he could use some support. He figures out every summer.
Okay.
That's good to know. I appreciate that Wagner
Yeah.
was doing. Yeah.
Man, actually, I have seen
Yeah.
just real quick. I have seen a couple posts from Miss Tamika and NOCP. Looks like they have a little teen hangout area with some pool tables and some games and stuff. And I've seen a few posts where the teens are going and hanging out there. Had a few game nights and things like that. So shout out to Sister Tamika. Shout out to Brother Robert Wagner. We need more stuff like that as far as places, third places for the youth to have free, peaceful fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out.
Shout out to Assembly of the Saints. Shout out to everybody doing that.
Man,
It's definitely needed, and you're right, man. Everything costs money, and it's unfortunate. But then a lot of people in my family, we definitely utilize the public library for a lot of the events and
hey.
things that goes on. Man, I was cracking up because my a friend of my sister's has a few kids. I would say few kids, 4 or 5, and
A few got our own team.
got our own team, right? And definitely hits up utilizes stuff like Golden Corral is like kids eat free on Thursday or something. So I mean,
Hey,
hey, we be figuring it out. We be trying to we figuring it out, bro. And then the team,
man.
I love the team part of it where everybody's like, yo, yeah, on Thursday hooking each other up on information, which is like what we do here. So love it, love it.
Big time.
Well, let's take a quick break. It's already 8:32. If you believe in the concept of time, we're coming up on it again. This is Monday. This new schedule is that we're supposed to have a 3-hour show on Monday. And I got a little schedule here when it comes to the travel, so I might have to dip out a little early. But for the most part, each Monday is going to be a 3-hour discussion, and we'll definitely continue to do that each week. Looks like Buddy dip. Oh, got a couple buddies there. Okay, let's see what that.
Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Don't know what that was.
We survive. We're gonna survive. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. First guy
Hey,
Omaha
gonna
in the
figure it out.
morning.
In the morning.
Paul B. Buddi3 Da Gawd. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. First guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
I'll
RG.
be honest. I'm delirious. It's still very very early where I'm
Oh
at.
yeah.
Is what it is,
Balls,
though, man. RG says the Buddi3 Da Gawd. Yeah, man.
I like that. I like that.
Hey,
Just a heads up.
Mhm.
Just a heads up. Since I got kicked out, now my chat is on the fritz. So I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the chat. Yeah, keep them coming though. Keep them coming. One of us will catch it.
Yeah. I got it this round, I suppose. Appreciate that. Keep it coming. We'll definitely continue some conversation. We got more news that we're going to try to catch up on a little bit too, but wanted to kind of break a little bit here for a second just to talk about a couple other things that we got going on that
Yeah, man.
crossed my radar. I'm thinking about those things too. Anything even crosses your radar that you want us to dig into and talk more about, put that in Friends of First Sky Omaha or send us the email firstsky@gmail.com. Stuff like this is what I was that kind of crossed my path. Channel 5 out here in ATLA. Newsom announces new grants to support local journalism. Here's how to apply. So I took that information down for real. It won't do us any good. It's going to be local journalism in LA. But the point is, this is what a governor can do. This is what a
Good
governor
point.
can do. Do we live in a place where our governor wants to help support, or does he feel like we're not legitimate? Is what it is. Just thought it was interesting, something I came across, and kind of when I think about things in context of where we're at in the area that we talk about when we talk about Omaha, Nebraska, as a whole, Omaha, Nebraska as a whole as well. It's interesting to think about like what a governor can do, what a mayor can do. Because we have our monthly meetup with the mayor now, I always look and see what mayors do around town. So it's interesting to see like what it is, and even understand the city. We're learning that as we go. When we did Senator Cipher, we were learning what power the senators have when it comes to lawmaking, and we got a definite grasp, more of a grasp on that. Now we're doing this with the mayor. We're able to see what kind of efforts he is into, and it's interesting to see. It's interesting to learn like what power he has, and how he has to work with other lawmakers and in the local government in order to get things done. He has to have the right team around him. We got the ability to speak to his chief, Tamara Dyer, who's the homeless coordinator. We talked to Sister. Sorry, drawing a blank.
That's about Raquel Henderson, the
Sister Raquel
Japanista.
Henderson. Thank you, the Japanista, and hopefully to talk to some more people in the mayor's office to kind of see what kind of team. I know he
Good point.
I know he expanded the team when he put the Japanista on there. I can tell you that right now. That Sister Raquel over there is killing the game and bringing something to the office that was not there before. Namely, this connection, the connection in North Omaha, the connection to Omaha in general, man. She's doing some big things all the way around. So, shout out to Miss Raquel Henderson and all the work that she's doing. And I look forward to meeting more of the mayor's team, because it ain't just him with his agendas. It's the team making some things happen over there. What kind of teamwork goes on in the mayor? Come back on the show for we continue to talk about that. But let us know. We know that of course, we're in the era of the mayor right now. We know that Mondobny over in New York is killing the game, and is big headlines. There's some people out in California kind of now they're coming in with that same kind of socialist agenda, and the way they want to call it. There's a lot going on. They're trying to figure out what the mayors are doing, but how do the mayors work with governors and stuff like that? I still really want to know how that is. He's left hiding from real journalists. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he got a lot going on.
I don't know if our governor would do that same thing that Newsom did there with supporting local journalism. Who knows?
Nah. Then the local journalists might have to report on his nitrates. You never know.
I mean, we do have local journalists reporting on the nitrates, so they're just not giving the governor support to do it. So, one more thing I'll break left before we get back into it too. At the concept of time, we started a new like a friends of page, but
Hey.
for music. Yeah, it's called First Sky Music Discussion. And we're over there talking about a few things. We're just slowly but surely ramping it up. There's only five of us in there right now talking. But if you're interested, look up First Sky Music Discussions. Come on in. Some of the things that I've just talked about recently is called the Womack sisters. Bro, bro. These are the granddaughters of Sam Cooke, and they're getting ready to change music. It's some of the most soulful stuff. It is from the past, from the future. Uh, Check out the Womack sisters, please. We'll definitely. I'll talk more about them on the First Sky Omaha music discussion page.
Hey.
But yeah, definitely check them out. Suggestions like that is what we do over there, and talk about some updates on some other things that's happening. Buddy, I was going to put you on. Was traveling, didn't get to it, but yeah, definitely
I'll
if
post
you
it.
got footage, yeah, if you got footage from that show, man, post it. I love for
Yeah, man.
for us to be able to invite people into that world of ours too, the music world of ours as well. So
Man, come on, Black
there you
Dynamite.
go.
Come on through, man. Come on through.
He said I get on there later. He said, "Man, I saw something yesterday talking about they wanted to name a street after Mean Gene." Yep, it's been in the news this past couple
Mm.
weeks, man. Shout out to Cheryl Weston who did a whole show on it, talking about the
Hey.
support that she's getting for that to do. Mary Stopper did it. She did a lot. She did a lot of work. I mean, just her being, what it was, a 3 or 4 time mayor, 3 time mayor, 3 time.
Longest.
Yeah,
Yep. Longest serving mayor.
I mean, we did a lot of stuff that went a lot of people. But she, she did a few things, had a few things going that was cool in the longest term that you could think of. First woman mayor. I mean, there's, hey, what is a street naming? What, I'm like, hey, I want to see names of streets that I don't know who they are. And it just,
Yeah. Hey.
so, I'm just like, calm down, everybody. It's, hey, her name. She's noteworthy. She did some public service. Like, give her a street. Like, what's the? Well, I don't know what the. It's a street naming. I
Hey,
don't know.
that's great.
Yeah, right. Last time we talked about this, it was like people who in Omaha loves to name streets after people, but not do nothing. And now it's a big deal that somebody getting okay. Well, anyway, RG in the chat says, you know who isn't hiding from real journalists? The man in the opening of the show. You're right. You got that right.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Says, shout out to Mary Ewing. Also,
Yeah, man.
Heather Williams said, that's what I'm talking about. Need some new music to listen to. Cool.
Come on through.
Definitely check out the for real. WOMACK. For real, for real. Like that, I said, true Mean Gene F. Hey, come on with Mean. Hey, let's do
All
it.
the
Whatever, man.
potholes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's too simple to be. She didn't. She was there. Nobody. Like she did some good. She did some bad. Whatever.
I mean,
She ain't even here doing. She did her time here.
well, I mean,
We
she
got
over
an
on
email.
K5 now.
Yeah, she might. You know what I'm saying. She might never know. Never
You
know.
never know.
She might get down. Just saying. I mean,
No comment.
the fact that she's the longest running mayor and the first woman mayor, that's enough for me to give her some flowers. Like what we she's not
Somebody like it.
affecting your life. She's not in public. She's not in local politics affecting your life anymore. So I just don't know. Yeah, but shout out to everybody who wanted to discuss that. People got some feelings on it. I'm always down for the discussion, but much to say in that discussion myself. But who am I? Moving on, 8:44 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, I just wanted to kind of take that few minutes there to just talk about the fact that even though we have agenda on the on what's going on, especially the stuff
Right.
that affects us in our communities. We got other things that we think about too. We got other things that we pursue. Whatever your thoughts are, we definitely want to not limit them to the stories and the things that we are discussing here. We're really only discussing these stories because they affect us some kind of way personally, and and so that we can kind of further the thought. This thought right now being
Mhm.
teamwork, being us to get together to be able to help us get through some of these things. So let's do that. And
Man.
when we're together, let's talk about music or whatever else. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Film. Yeah, let's get down. Let's get down. Man, thank you. Actually, really though, thank you for putting that group together. Definitely excited to get down on some of that. And definitely would love to bring some of that energy to the Friday show as well. So yeah, look out, look
Most,
out, look out.
yep.
Man. But man, we're about 45 minutes into the second hour. It's 3 hours in this thing, man. We still going strong, man. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Keep the chat going. I see people coming in and coming out as they make their morning commutes and go through their morning routine. So thank you for tuning in with us this morning. How you feeling, Paul? How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. Tech is holding strong. So
Hold up.
I'm gonna be happy about that. Yeah. A couple things got fixed along the way, which is the first.
Nice.
So that's what's up. I appreciate all of you that's remembered that we're back on the air. It's a Monday show again. Again, we have a different schedule from now on. It's Monday from 7 to 10 days, and then Friday evening, in the evening show that goes on from
Hey.
4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So just keep. I'm traveling kind of in between places right now, so we probably will cut the show a little bit short because of my little tight schedule here. But we have many things to continue to talk about. Do us a favor, tell a friend, and remind folks that we're back. The season is back on the air. We got more things to discuss, and get ready for some new guests coming in shortly. A lineup that we're getting ready to set up and get booked, and get back to our monthly meetup with the mayor. Get back to our
Man.
senator cipher, and a couple other ideas that we have for some segments. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling. So with that, in the meantime, go ahead and jump back to the news that we're going to talk about. Let's see. Tech has moved from critical condition to stable. Yep. It's out of the ICU now. Mhm.
Yeah, we good.
Ariel's 402. The Tech. Good morning to you, man. His question is groups top 5.
Oh,
We got
come
to
on. We gotta do it.
Gotta
Hey,
do it. That's
come
gonna
through.
be
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Good idea, bro.
Yeah, the man.
And we will make Ice-T in the top 5 so that you join us, because we know that you won't if we don't.
Yeah.
Here, Sanchez. Yeah, there you go. Black Dynamite. Yeah. We get back on the radio. Watch out. It'll be the big night.
Man, it's in due time, bro. In due time, we got to get back to some music programming, man. It's only right. It's only we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out,
Love After Dark.
man. Yeah. Man, I was just telling somebody about Roots of Electric Jazz. Shout out to Derek Higgins out there still doing his thing. Yeah. The squad, the team. But actually, man, speaking about team, let's keep it moving, man. Let's jump into this next article if that's all right.
Word.
Man, let us know how you feeling about this. I do want to give a shout out and maybe somebody who deserves their own street as well, Sister Diane Good Collins.
Hey.
Yeah, and the work that she's doing with man, she doing a good work, man. Been getting down for quite some time and still continues to get down. If you haven't been to Udalale, first of all,
What's wrong with you?
what's wrong with you? We had to sit down at Udalale while I was there, man. It was delightful. It was delightful. The food is immaculate. The vibe is there. Check it out. Check it out if you haven't, right there in Dundee, Udalale. And not only is it good food, but it's for a good cause. Again, employing our formerly incarcerated brothers and sisters, and giving them a team to make the dream work. Because we know that many times when incarcerated brothers and sisters come out, they often have to go right back to the situations that potentially landed them where they were. Going right back to family members who are in stable situations, who aren't in stable situations. Around friends who are in unsavory things. Like, you need a new team when you get out and trying to do new things. And again, Rap 180 provides that big shout out for helping, not just providing jobs, but now, as this report from the Omaha World Herald is laying out, also providing housing. the Omaha nonprofit restaurant Udalale, again, is expanding its mission beyond the kitchen with the opening of employee housing designed to give formerly incarcerated people a stable place to live as they rebuild their lives, which can go a long way at making sure that they don't end up back behind bars. Again, the home provides housing while employees transition toward more permanent living arrangements. Four residents currently live in the house, and participants are encouraged to move in within 6 months to a year, or excuse me, move out within 6 months to a year. So again, this is just a stepping stone to the next situation, but they are in function. They are active right now. LaRue Marcos, who is a director at Udalale of Community Voice and Partnership, said employment alone isn't enough to help participants successfully re-enter society. Saying Marcos, he submitted between 25 and 30 apartment applications after his release from incarceration, but was repeatedly, denied because of his criminal background, which is a thing. Many participants returned to environments, as I mentioned, that lacked the stability needed to support their progress. Saying, so we knew that actually having our own house or a safe place where other people are on the same journey as you was a major thing. We wanted to reduce recidivism, which is their mission, and they're putting their money where their mouth is. Actually putting some mentality behind it. Says it all goes back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The first one is safety. You need a home, a place that's safe. Without that, nothing else really matters, which is pretty much at the heart of what we do here on this show. Again, talking about Maslow's needs. What are our basic needs? Can we feed ourselves, as we've been talking about? Can we have shelter? Can we have communities and bands of society where we can join together and fellowship and commune? All of those things are basic human needs in order to get to that level that we always try to get to of thriving and flourishing and being our full godlike selves. So there you go. Big shout out to Diane Good, the whole team over at, because it's not just Diane Good. Again, it is a full team over there at Udalale and Rap 180 Reentry doing the good work. Paul, what say you?
Coming up, we wanted to try to break some of these things, but she moves so fast sometimes that it goes down, man. Just thinking about the time we spent over there and the work we've done over there with them as well, and understanding how hard it is for people to get jobs when they come out, and how successful the rate. Shout out to Metropolitan Community College, where the Rap 180 program exists, because if it wasn't for the school back in that program as well, making it a priority as well. Shout out to Randy Schmagel out there, making it important, making it a thing. It would be tough, and there's also that education factor to it there. So there's classes that are being offered as well. So it's not just helping somebody get a job and maybe finding a halfway house or something like that when they get out of jail. It's so much more. 360 wraparound services, helping people get on their feet with education, with job training, with jobs, and not just jobs that not just a job, a throwaway job, but a job that they can build a career on with, and so on and so forth. So remember we talked to the bakery that's coming. There's a Udalala bakery that's about to open up as well, and there's gonna be some housing there too. So just making some situations happen there through Diane Good, 180 Rap, in Metropolitan Community College, and all of the donors and the people that help these situations out as well, run the program. So she's I know her well enough to know that she's there with us. She's got to do the fundraising for these programs all the time, and their storytelling is impeccable. She's able to make people understand how important this is to help people come back into society with some dignity as human beings. And I've never seen a program that's doing it as well. It's so special about going to Udalale and seeing some folks working in there, loving their job, loving where they're at. Folks with flavor too. Folks that they've been around, they've seen some things, man. They got personalities. It's just real cool. It's a cool environment, and then the environment's cool. Of course, the food is impeccable. And I love the fact they have that they're expanding this situation. We could do for more restaurants and more places out there that take care of folks that way, for real.
Man, I mean, it goes back to how I started the show. What is the dream? What is the thing that our ancestors, marched and fought for. And it wasn't just the right to vote. It was, as you mentioned, that dignity, and having the ability, the autonomy, again, agency over your life. This isn't a paternal type situation. These are people helping people get agency and control back over their lives. And that's really what we're all striving for. If I'm not mistaken, it's not just, employment and housing, but I mean, they help get them a phone, get them a car, like all kinds of things, right?
Right. That's right. We'll be
Man,
highlighting a lot of that stuff here coming soon because that's also she's handing keys over to folks. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
make it
We,
happen.
we got more to highlight when it comes to the work they're doing. We see a lot of other programs that are out there. There's a few, there's some big ones. They're doing some good work. The kind of success rate in the work that they're doing over at 180 Rap to me, and the fact they've been doing it 10 years strong is
Mhm.
a testament to what's that team over there and what's going on there, that team, and it's like a lot of other programs when it comes to that. And it has has to do with the experience that these people have and
Mhm.
what it is how it is that they think. As you're speaking about this right now, I'm thinking about Tamara Dwyer over at the homeless coordinator of the mayor's office and the efforts that she's doing as well. She always talks about, you know, they may be
Come on, man.
houseless, but they're still in your neighborhood. It's almost like this is a war for dignity. We have entities that want to make sure that people don't have any dignity at all, strip their dignity away on a regular basis in jail. And everything think of is like a war on dignity, and all these programs that we're a part of and trying to do anything about is mostly about helping bringing people's dignity back, not just feeding them, but showing them how to go get food, helping them get
Man,
a job so they can get their own food, and so on and so forth. This is not charity teams that we're talking about here. We're talking about dignity teams in a big
there you go.
way. There's a war on dignity going on right now for real.
Man, you feeling how I'm feeling, man, and I'm glad you picking it up. As far as what I'm putting down, because that's a point that can't be overstated. And we got to spend some extra time to really harp on that. Like the saying goes, you teach a man to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. Because the job, like I'm thinking of the job too, like culinary. One, that's not AI isn't going to be making our meals anytime soon. So you know what I mean. That's a job that's pretty foolproof, and it's a job that you can take anywhere. Like Udalale, they're not just flipping burgers over there. They're making real meals. That's that's a culinary situation that you can go to just about anywhere in the world and take those skills, and now you have a skill set that you can travel with that travel. So that can't be understated. That's a big thing to give these people who are on the fringes, who are some hey, some people believe you get a felony, that's it, no jobs, no housing, no nothing. So
No
to
voting, no nothing.
restore that, man, no nothing. You're an undesirable. You're just out in the wind. So to restore those things is a huge thing. So
Senator Terrell McKinney always used to talk about the dignity of people that are inside. Even when you're inside, they already want to put you inside and throw away the key, and you're just done. So if you happen to get back outside, they're not ready to give you your dignity back anytime soon. It's messed
yeah,
up. But like all in these other programs, they're real career building situations and giving people a second chance. And they're not minimum wage jobs. This is stuff that is
hey,
This is stuff that is absolutely beyond minimum wage jobs. They can build careers, like you said. It's how you put that. It's a real and on the real. So anyways, and that's what I think about too. And I think about minimum wage. Like it was they were working to bring some dignity back to work. Like, listen, y'all can't just be paying them to have a minimum wage for them to work for you. Like even that is part
man.
of the dignity war. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's not
Man, I
it's
mean,
not
think
enough.
about
You
it.
have to be fighting for it, but yeah,
It's definitely not enough that we're fighting for, but to think that we have to fight for even that little bit is kind of crazy. And we'll get into this Lancaster lawsuit here in a second, because Lincoln now getting pushed back from their move to level out the minimum wage for our young folk out there. And again, we're still waiting on Mayor Ewing to see if he signs the ordinance and follows suit. But just to think, like, what is the point of a minimum wage but to set a standard for a living? Like, anything below the minimum wage is not, it's not a dignity. That's there is no dignity there, because you know that this person is not getting enough money to provide for themselves, not getting enough money to have some kind of agency over their life, which, if that's not the point of the job, what is? Like, aren't we working so we can have money to have agency over our lives, to be able to do the things that we want to in our lives, not just working just to have enough money to work? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. So again,
below the minimum wage is no, it's no dignity. Minimum wage is no dignity. There's no dignity there to just have a minimum wage job and that's it. They often always try to act like it's well, that's for young people on summer vacation. Okay, you don't need the minimum wage. How many people have to take those kinds of jobs? We all have had to take those types of jobs and try to figure out how to make it work. And so yeah, even the minimum wage, there's no dignity in the minimum wage. It's not until it becomes a living wage. There's no dignity in the wage.
That part.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on.
Well, actually, not moving on. We're gonna move right into that situation, because again, now expressing how we feel about minimum wage and just how ridiculous really it is. But it's reality that unfortunately we have to fight for, and there is a fight brewing for that very thing. This being reported by a Nebraska Examiner. Now, headline reads: a Lancaster district judge has granted injunction in state lawsuit against Lincoln's minimum wage ordinance. Again, earlier this year, Lincoln, kind of led the charge, as they seem to usually do here in the state of Nebraska. But again, electing to give the young folk some kind of dignity in a minimum wage, kind of trying to go along with what the people of Nebraska voted for. Again, at the state level, there was a law passed for a minimum wage to set it at $15 and then expand over the course of time from there. But there was a stipulation of a $13.50 minimum wage for young folk, and Lincoln again elected to eradicate that and level the playing field at $15 minimum wage for all workers, not just young folk. Again, 14 and 15-year-olds, but again, for everybody, because we know $15 an hour isn't enough to do anything. You're not buying mansions with that. But again, even with that, there's still pushback. Again, Lancaster County District Court, Lori Merritt granted a temporary injunction in Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilger's lawsuit. Again, a lawsuit brought by the Attorney General of the state, Mike Hilgers, the same person who sued OPPD about the coal situation. Just keep that in mind. But again, day before the state's minimum wage, that's crazy in itself. Again, the lawsuit was filed a day before the law was supposed to go into effect. So again, a day before the state's new minimum wage law takes effect, Merritt wrote in her 8-page order that Hilgers has standing on the suit, and she did not rule on the merits of the case. But again, the standing of the suit. Again, Hilgers sued Lincoln in June after the city council approved an ordinance to maintain the $15 minimum wage. They put the city ordinance at odds with the state's new law the legislature approved this year. Again, that creates the 14 to 15-year-old $13.50 minimum wage. The state law also caps the yearly increase at 1.75% per year instead of cost of living index. So again, there's just this arbitrary percentage that the minimum wage will go up, rather than staying locked in step with the actual cost of living in reality. You know what I mean? So very interesting. The city attorney for Lincoln, Johannes Christie, did argue during a July 2nd hearing that the city ordinance won't hurt the state because it is a local issue, and pointing to the majority of Lincoln residents that voted for the ballot measure to begin with. Johannes also argued that the city is within its rights to set a wage rate above the state's floor. So again, recognizing that the minimum wage set at the state level is not enough. And again, cities, at least according to the Lincoln's city attorney, saying that they have the right to set their own floor. again, we're still waiting on whether Mayor Ewing will follow suit, and we'll see. Will we get the same energy and possibly the same pushback in Omaha?
Yeah, I've been wondering about that. Mary Ewing has posted some things about that decision, that he was going to take some time to figure that decision out.
Mm.
And he said because it's a complicated issue. So I'm it's a complicated issue. I didn't think it was complicated at all. But I will say,
Same.
if Mary Ewing is saying it's a complicated issue, he has to think through, think out. Anytime anybody wants to stop and think something through, I'm down with that. Stop and think it through. And I'd love to hear the reasons. At that point, I'm going to get the benefit of making the right decision there on trying to just stop, pause for a minute, think it through details there. It may think I don't know all the details quite yet. I may
Mhm.
see what I see and think that this is a no brainer, but that might mean I don't have all the details. So let's see.
Well, I could speculate a little bit. A little bit. And again, this is just speculation. This is Buddy the guy saying. But I do think that Mayor Ewing is a is a person who can kind of put some forethought to a thing and not just. I don't think he's necessarily weighing whether or not this is a good idea or whether or not young people should be making more money. Personally, I think he might be just waiting and trying to weigh the options of the legal challenge. I don't think Mayor Ewing is somebody who would do something or trying to do things symbolically, like he wants to do things of substance, wants it to stick. At least, hopefully, he does. So, if that is the case, then I do hope that he is anticipating that once he signs this ordinance into law at the city level, that the state and Mike Hilgers will do exactly what he just did in Lincoln. And then what is that? Where does that put the city? How are we ready to fight, push back, or is the grounds on which this ordinance is being passed legally strong enough for an argument? Those types of things, I hope, is what's being considered, and reasonably so. To your point, if that is the case, let's think through it so this can stick and not just be symbolic.
Yeah, that's a good speculation. I can dig that. I also love the fact that we can invite the mayor on and ask him that
Hey,
time. We'll wait
there
and
you
do
go.
that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I will say one last thing I will say about that thing though too is we can't ever gloss over the fact that the people have spoken on this. This is we're out here trying to
Man.
tell people that they need to be involved, and then when they get to try to get overridden by people that think they know better is pretty wild. That are supposed to be representatives of the people that are are voting on this is pretty insane. So this is not, and it's not the first time. There seems to be a little bit of a pattern of what goes on in Nebraska, where the
Hmm.
people speak and then represent. Yeah, we heard you. We gonna say something else because we think we know better than you on that, and it's usually on some paternalism type stuff.
Man.
So yeah, I don't want to. I want to reiterate that part there because that's really one of the biggest points of all of this is that it's already been voted on. People,
They said they wanted it. There we go.
interesting indeed. Yep. 9:08 right now, if you believe in the concept of time, and we appreciate that. We're
Hey,
now well into the third hour of First Sky on the morning.
in the morning.
It is supposed to be a 3 hour day today. I probably am going to have to cut it a little bit short because my travel time is a little bit tight today. But we appreciate you guys sticking around, and we also appreciate all the feedback. You guys, we said we was listening to you when you said you wanted a 3 hour show, and well, we could see it. We could definitely
Man.
go that long. We get into, and if we're going to not do a Wednesday anymore, then we do have a little bit more time to go through some of the news articles that are out there, add a few more news articles on, and a little bit more discussion as well, and kind of break loose the discussion a little bit more. So there's talk about, I always like to go through, and we'd love to hear from you, and always opportunities for you to come in, pop out, and add to the conversation. So we're definitely appreciative of those of you that said that it would be beneficial to go a little longer. And we're doing what's going on right now. Yep, our tray is going down. RG,
There you go.
yeah. Like I said, I think it's going to be a welcome addition. Not really missing much because Sometimes we're going to probably do about 3 hours on Friday as well, most of the time. So it'll be the
Man,
same 6 hours a week Wednesday. But stuff that we drop
see?
on Wednesdays. Yeah. Some other stuff we drop not just on Wednesdays, but on the rest of the days as well, because we're expanding our journalism. And that journalism is coming in the form of more articles that Buddy and I are involved with, but also some of the content creators.
Man.
We had one of our content creator camp alumni, Christian, who did an audio drop. You can check that out on the newsletter. Is it up on the website quite yet? I forgot to
Yes.
ask you.
Yes.
Definitely go check it out on the website and listen to that story. He had access, which was for a first story with us for him to get some
Yeah, man.
answers on some of the things he's talking about, brain drain and some of the other things. But also, I'm looking forward to listening to the interviews that he did with the organization. There's a company out here that has you can bring your kids.
The Holloway experience.
The Holloway experience. I've been hearing more about this, and I've been hearing about it through his articles. Definitely go check that out. But yeah, it sounds like a place that I think I want to take the little man, and we need to go explore, check out, frequent. Buddy was just talking about places to
Man.
take kids, cheaper places to take that are cool. The Holloway experience sounds like that. So definitely go to the web First Sky Omaha at
Yeah.
firstskyOmaha.com and check out that article, listen to that, and see if you get any more information. If we knew about the Holloway program or
Experience.
what's it called? Experience. Yeah, the Holloway. Yeah, check it out. Listen to where they're coming from on the reasons why they put that thing together. Same reasons why we're all here. Like, got to have something to do with the kids. Let's figure something out. So a good
Man.
example of somebody who just made something for the kids instead of complaining there is nothing for the kids. One, and and it's a good example of what we have here in order to keep some of our talent in town. So definitely go check him out. Check Christian's piece out at firstskyOmaha.com. And also, man, shout out to Tiana Cousins who did a piece as well.
Hey.
Yeah, our man, our L Genius.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a video piece on it as well about mental health, music and mental health, which is interesting. She kind of story like, why is there so much suicidal ideations and stuff like that in young people's music, and is it connected to this uptick in suicides that happens with our youth? There's a lot to explore here. So she's part one on this exploration, and it's going to be awesome. I think you should definitely go check it out as well. We're going to expand on a lot of these themes, and we're going to be working with a lot of new writers, build a platform and a place to be able to put their work, and it'll be more things that we can release, and it won't just be us all week long, but other folks that are going to be presenting things as well. So we got some plans this season. Expand the team during the teamwork, the DreamWorks season, and hopefully we got have on Fridays from 4 to 6, possibly even 4 to 7 sometimes. Yeah, loving supreme in a big way. So just wanted to reiterate what's going on there with our schedules. We appreciate it very much. Anthony Rogers, right? What you got to come through. Appreciate that. Said the city attorney has already told the mayor that the city's home charter rule makes the ordinance legally sound. Okay? Like I said,
Man. I remember learning about that. I don't know if you remember it. Yeah, learning about the home rule ordinance that again allows, if you don't know, home rule ordinance basically allows the city of Omaha to create its own laws and kind of, set its own path in some ways, especially in regards to, things like minimum wage, housing, a few other things. So that is interesting, the legal challenge, to see how that plays out. I wonder, does Lincoln have that same thing? Is that just the Omaha ordinance, or does Lincoln have that? Kind of wonder how that plays out.
That's good question. He also says the speculation, quote unquote, is about pushback from the business sector that is already ticked off at the mayor because of the streetcar and its impacts on small business. Another good speculation that as well. Like I said, we were kind of wondering what it is that he's taking into consideration. He's getting it from all sides. He's got to kind of figure out what's happening. Yeah, anxious to see. Me personally, I would have just went ahead and signed it. But again, I don't know all the situations and everything coming. All the sides coming. They
Hmm.
definitely there's definitely something there. He's adopted this streetcar situation from Mayor Stothard, and it's a mess in some people's eyes, and business owners' businesses are the wayside. Some doors, some struggling really hard. So I can imagine he's getting a whole bunch of pushback. And again, I talked about this before. I played devil's advocate one time. We were talking about wages, and as a small business owner myself, it is like we got to be real ready in order to be able
Man,
to hire somebody and bring them on and be able to pay them a living wage. You got to be small business ain't the corporate infrastructure. We are just struggling like everybody else. So yeah, for us to not be able to get help until we can pay a certain amount of money, and you're looking at your income, looking at the income of the business, you're not there yet. You're working 24-hour days because you have to pick up the slack because you can't hire nobody
man,
in business wise for sure. But at the same time, if you're going to go that venture, you're going to venture out and be business and go ahead and plan for being able to pay people right in order for them to help you and your business thrive as well. It's a
man.
dichotomy of the system for sure.
It is. It is. So shout out to entities like Omaha 100, Inland Port Authority entities trying to help.
Most def. RG in the chat says, "Hey man, y'all gonna support my sanity on Mondays when I have to start my work week. Appreciate that. We
Okay.
definitely want to take
Yeah.
Mondays
Thank
to
you.
set the intention for the just to Fridays to set the intention for the weekend. So appreciate that, man. I hope we can help. I hope we can help a lot of folks with being able to discuss where we're at, get a grasp on what's happening around us, and figure out how we feel about it and what we're gonna do about it this week. So there you go. 9:16 right now. If let's a few conversations that we're going to have here as we wrap up the third hour. We're 3 hours on Monday now. Today, not so much. My travel schedule is kind of tight, so we'll be shutting down a little bit early. But for the most part, every Monday now we're going to be rolling for 3 hours in order to have the judges too. What's next on the agenda?
Man, actually, kind of getting to the end of it. Let's
Yes.
take a quick break and then come back and wrap this thing up. Last few minutes here or so on this first Monday. Again, the new season, new times, as Paul just mentioned, but the same guys, man. Paul and Buddy coming at you. First guy, Omaha in the morning. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Be right back. Take a quick break. Stay tuned.
The rules that Germans play. We have to show them by our actions that we do not intend to play the rules that the Jews play. They're a bunch of megalomaniac warmongers.
Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
I'm on the West Coast, so it is really early. It was early when we started. I mean, it was kind of like last night for me. So,
Man,
so hope you're bearing with us on this Monday.
not really.
A little lack of energy that we got going on here.
Man,
Weekends are always hectic, especially for artists, and we run right up until the Monday morning, man. For the most part, that's what it is.
literally.
So, yeah, but we really appreciate everybody,
Literally.
coming through on the team. Everybody who is Chad Chimer, everybody who's I appreciate you and your input. Anthony Rogers Price says yes, Lincoln and Omaha are the only two cities with that rule. So maybe
Okay,
that's why we
thanks for that,
see Lincoln making moves sometimes
man.
before we do. Yeah.
Man, yes. Thanks for that. Thanks for that insight. And yeah, so that kind of not necessarily changes things, but just makes it a little more interesting. I do wonder how this lawsuit from Mike Hilgers will play out, knowing that Lincoln does have some autonomy in how they do that, which again was stated by the city attorney. So yeah, man. I mean, it's par for the course, though. You kind of take in to account, Trump Jr. as far as Ellen Pillin, and he holding true to the name as far as his administration always seeming to get involved or in front of common sense moves like cleaning up the air with the OPPD plant, even though they promised to do so. Mike Hilger's coming with a lawsuit, and now with this situation, very interesting. But in this last few or so minutes, I didn't want to, as we try to do here on the Monday, set our intentions. Set our intentions for the week as we also begin the season. Set up our intentions for this season. And this is something we want to start doing in lieu of our Wednesday show. Again, we're book ending the week with the shows. So the idea on this Monday show, in addition to going through the news, having the conversations, interviewing the people in the community, doing what we usually do, but also setting the intentions for the week. What stories are we looking out for? What's the call to action? What are we going to do? What meetings are we going to show up at? Or how are we just going to take care of ourselves and our loved ones? Again, what are our intentions for the week? And not just for the week, but for this season. One of my intentions, I've been talking about it for the last couple of episodes, but housing is something that we continually talk about. And I do want to unpack and look at some of the opportunities that will come by way of this housing bill that was just passed. Mike Flood, again, Nebraska's representative in D.C., being a part of this move to pass the Home Reform Act or the the 21st Century Road to Housing Act is the name, which includes the Home Reform Act of 2025, which will actually open up some monies, some dollar bills for cities like Omaha, Lincoln, and Bellevue to get grants from federal funding for housing and things like that, which again, talking about self-actualization, talking about the dream. In addition to feeding yourself, housing yourself is also a telltale sign of, having agency over your life. Can you put a roof over your head? Can you put food on the table? These things are indicators of where we are going as a society. So I definitely continue to look at that throughout not only this week but throughout the season. Unpack some of those things. What does that mean? Not just for Nebraska, but for all of us. Also, looking at of course this season is election season, so we'll definitely be looking out for those things, but not just looking at the candidates, not just telling you to vote. As I mentioned earlier, voting, although it is a very valuable and useful tool, I'm not telling you not to vote, but it's not the end all be all, man. Again, what does that play in, and how does that play in as far as our vote and who we're voting for, and the dignity that we're able to exercise or enjoy in this country? Who's going to help us achieve that dream? And that's what I want to focus on. Again, not just the candidates, but what is the dream? What is the platform? What do we want from our candidates once we put them in office? And then it might be a little bit easier to pick who's closest to that vision. So again, those are my intentions for this season. As far as this week, definitely looking forward to bringing more to you as far as news. Definitely looking forward to bringing more of the show to you, clipping it up, doing other things, so it'd be easier for you to find the conversations that matter to you most. And then also building this team, man. So I'll be looking out if anybody's interested in getting down with our citizen journalist team. Again, the idea is you don't have to be, Walter Cronkite or this just top level journalists. Your story matters, your voice matters, your perspective matters, and we're going to help you do that with some skills, with a little polish, so that people can understand what it is that you're trying to convey. So again, come get down with us, tell the stories that matter to you the most in your community, or just find some answers to some questions that you might have. So big shout out to those of you who have already reached out and interested in doing that along with us. Again, letting that teamwork make the dream work. Let's make it happen. So again, those are my intentions for the week. Paul, what say you?
First of all, Heather Williams in the chat says, I intend to show up for the OPS meeting this week. She says, I'm very interested to see what cuts for our students. So,
Mm.
reading about due to there was a whole bunch of money that got left out and
Millions.
the OPS budget. But I did hear that there's there's entities that are working to put things back in place to cover for some of that, and to figure out what they're going to do, where they're going to make the cuts. They're
Mm.
already trying to put some information out there saying that the students and the teachers will be okay. How? I appreciate Heather
Yeah,
Williams that's
right.
making a priority to go down there and intend on doing that. So that's what's up. Appreciate that very much.
Hey.
Also, I'm my before I get to my intentions, Anthony Rogers Wright is bringing up a point. He says Pillin is about to do something today that many will thank him for. Thank you, Governor Pillin. Nice
Mm.
teaser. We'll have to find out exactly what he's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be saying about that. Can't wait to speculate on how it's going to benefit him. Heather Williams says 50.6 million. 50.6 million incidentally left out of the budget, and now they got to make some adjustments. How you
Interesting.
Heather Williams, love to hear back from you on on that school board meeting and what it is they're talking about. We're definitely keeping is going to happen, and of course we have our own chat chambers that we can talk to. Kimmer Snipes on the board, Brief Full on the board.
Man.
We can ask some questions to some folks as well on that, what it is they're going to do, and we have to say yes, pretty huge, and it makes on everybody, even people that don't have kids in OPS. A lot of the things that go on with that OPS budget affects all of North Omaha, especially because that budget is so big. So
Man.
again, but no matter how big, $1 is a lot. It's a lot.
You can feel it.
For
feel it.
for that to be missing is really interesting. So we'll have to dig more into that story. I appreciate that. And as far as I'm concerned, intentions for me as well is to definitely build more of the team. This is kind of
Man.
boots on the ground here for First Sky Omaha in Omaha, and I'm definitely going to be working with a lot of Omahans on being citizen journalists, not just people telling their own stories, but people becoming trusted sources in their community for their stories as well. We're not just going to give you a little polish on trusted individuals, trusted sources in your community in the areas that you're speaking on as well, because there is something to it. We're very used to just
Man.
willy-nilly posting stuff on social medias that's it doesn't go through the rigor
Vetted.
of right. It doesn't go through the rigor of journalism, which means it's not you didn't get it from two sources, you didn't get a direct quote, you didn't get all the things you need in order for it to be fact. And so we have to incorporate some of that stuff in our content. There are with actual journalists too that already have gone through with these things on all kinds of different levels. Citizen journalists, also journalists by trade, also people with journalism degrees. We're going to be working with all folks all storytellers in order for us to be able to what's going on, a lot more that's happening in our neighborhood as well. So that's my intention this season, is to really go for building that team out on all kinds of different levels in order for us to expand what we're doing here and get more information. We're going to be reaching out to you a lot things in order for us to kind of understand where you're at, meet you where you're at, understand how you get your information, what information is important to you. All of those things are part of that. When we say building the team, it's not just building the First Sky team, but it's also building the First Sky fam and the people that we're talking, listeners and everybody else are in a regular conversation with. We want to know what information you need, what's affecting us, what's affecting you, what's affecting us together. So we'll be working on that a lot, and also for me personally, just to get more into some Love Supreme and make sure that I'm fulfilling my obligations, spend time with friends, family, and do family work and all the things, and do creative work.
Man.
and that's going to help keep me sane through everything that's going with this administration and everything else that's happening. Also, making it a point to do a little traveling. We're all in place for the just in case. So you never know, bro. Get your passports up to date. Get ready. You never know what might end up happening around here. So just keep it in mind. Especially if you're like us, especially if you're a caretaker, someone who is trying to hold for groups of people, then we got to think out a bit on what's going on now. For real.
Man, that's a good point to end this thing on. Like, you really got to think. Again, I'll share the video. I've mentioned this video that I've been talking about throughout the show. The video is called From Selma to Salam, and talking about where we are in this country and some real questions that we have to ask ourselves. And it really is, how much do we really want to be a part of an empire that's in decline? Like, what are we really doing? What's next? Where are we going? What's the next 250 years going to look like? Got to think about it.
Man, I love it. Heather Williams giving Kimmer some flowers. I love that. She says, I had an opportunity to meet Kimmer at the summer graduation. She delivered a powerful speech to the graduates. We're very lucky to have her. My son is still talking about it. That's what's up.
Okay.
She was at graduation to their futures with so much hope. Love it.
Hey, come on. It's only one camera, man. I love that sister.
That's what's up. We appreciate you guys hanging tough with us through this 2.5 hours. We're going to go ahead and shut the show down here. I do have to get on a plane. And so I apologize for that. But yes, normally our show will run 3 hours on Monday from now on. We'll have some more deeper discussion and get into some haps and some other things that's going on. Again, part of this thing too, one of the intentions of our third hour is actually for us to be able to get to some action. Group together to go do things that need to be done. Reporting and strategic communication being the first thing, but other things as well. So shout out to everybody who's already kind of set precedent for that by, from Kimra and Amy and everybody who went out to the towers.
Man,
The group that pulled up to the legislature to fight for bills or fight against bills. We're going to be doing a lot more of those kinds of activities here because it's time to get really activated based on some of these conversations that we're having. So we're also intending on keeping up with having more about those things and setting some intentions and some plans for that. So that's what it is. It's going down. We appreciate everybody who's joined us. Again, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. The season is back. Season 5B.
Hey,
We're back. Say again.
I was just saying, hey, don't call it a comeback.
Hey, years for real. So
on,
yes, 5B. It's going down. Thanks for handling, dealing with our tech difficulties here. We're slowly learning how to try to fix those on the go. But we really value live. A huge difference to continue on with the live, and we're going to continue doing that as much as we can. So yes, hang in there and be looking at firstsky.omaha.com for some new stories, new changes, new things like that. Keep going back to that website and check it out. And if on the Friends Sky Omaha group page on Facebook, hit us up at firstskyOmaha@gmail.com. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but go join the group page too, if you're not. Join the group page. Do that.
Said, I see y'all on that dirt. No.
Nowitzki.
That's what's up. Appreciate that. He said also that baseball graphic is still dope. He says, Bonilla and Bonds keep coming to mind because I think they had a similar graphic when they both played for the Pittsburgh Pirates back in the day. All right.
It's another hit, Barry Bonds. Hey.
There it is. Teamwork makes the dream work. Buddy, you got some words for the people?
Yeah, man. Big shout out to y'all for catching us again. Just sticking with us through all the changes. Through we've took off for Friday. Now we're taking off for Wednesday. We extending times. We went down to 1 hour for. I mean, we're trying to figure this thing out, and really, really, really appreciate y'all for sticking with us through all these changes. Because again, we're just trying to make the experience as pleasurable and as valuable as possible for all of you. So again, we appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. Paul, man, before we get out of here, you talk about me burying leads and stuff. You want to let the people know where you going today? What's going on?
Not really.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
go. I'm gonna go spend some time with the fam today, and
There you
then,
go.
yeah, that's really what it's about. Spend some time with the fam, and then get up to get back up there and spend some time with Pops. Pops is back on his creative tip up early this morning. Said he wrote all night long, so he's gonna sleep in today and miss the show, but he'll come back and check it
Okay.
out. So we're gonna go up there and Pops a little more before we head back into town. But yeah, there's lots going on, lots happening, and really, and I'm constantly working on things for First Sky Omaha. So there's a little bit of a work trip too, but it's also mainly hanging out with the fam. I will say the other day we did get to get right near the beach finally. So yeah, so I got a little salt water on me, and I felt great to be back in a Southern California
Man.
beach setting with the weather and the sun and the surf, and yeah.
I gotta tell you, man, like you know, some of you may know, some of you may not know, but you know, Paul does a lot of work behind the scenes. You know, I'm the one with the family and the kids, so sometimes I gotta break away and do things. But Paul is constantly like you're constantly working, bro. Sometimes I'm like feeling bad about it, but I'm definitely glad that you got the opportunity to put your feet in some sand, get with the family, enjoy yourself. So yeah, enjoy your time with the family, man. Enjoy it, please.
I will, man, as much as I can. Like I said, with that age where we got to care what we got to take care of, and that's the priority. We don't get to
Word.
relax as much as we used to be, but I'll take that couple hours with the salt water and the sun and the sand for sure. I'll take it and cherish
Man,
it. And
man.
yeah, man, and it's just trying to open things back up for us to be able to do that. Like we can get to a balanced conversation that ends up in action. We can take action, and then we can still live our love supreme life at the same time, and that's the balance that I'm trying to work towards and get to for
Man.
myself and for everybody else.
That's the dream. That's the dream. So with that, man, appreciate y'all again for tuning in with us. We thank you. We love you. Catch us same time, same place. Again, new schedule, new time, same faces, same place, but new times. Again, Monday from 7 to 10, and then Friday from 4 to 6, maybe a little longer sometimes. So definitely check us out and hang out a little bit. And until then, man, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. Paul B.
Yo,
Take it away, man.
just to reiterate, Monday 7 to 10 a.m., no Wednesday, and Friday 4 to 6 p.m. for the In the Evening show. So that's how it's the rap that's going to get dropped at 4 o'clock on Friday as well. Sign up for that if you would. We appreciate that very much, and appreciate all of you. So thank you for joining us today. Please tell a friend. If you miss any parts of the show, you can always go back to YouTube and check them out in its entirety. And be ready for special guests that we're going to have on the show. If you have suggestions for guests that you want to hear from in the community, hit us up, firstsky@gmail.com. We appreciate everybody's input and feedback in the Friends of First Sky Omaha group page on Facebook. You guys have been doing great with that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your shout out to Umar allowing us to be here. Shout out to our elders allowing us to speak before you. And shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. Thank you so much. We will see you on Friday at 4 p.m. Friday at 4 p.m. is the next time we're live. But don't hesitate to hit us up on our social medias in between the week to check out news and all kinds of stuff that we're about to start putting out there in the world for you guys to be able to check out as well. And that's how this is going to work this season. So please put it on your schedule, and let's continue to do that and make the best out of the time that we have together when we're live. Thanks. Take care of yourself. Thank you for the safe travels, Heather Williams. I appreciate you. Yes, let me get on the road here. We'll see y'all Friday. Peace.
By the way, Van Glorious.
the red, the black, and the green. At the crossroad, with the key.